All right, let's do it. We're going to do it again. We're doing it again. Big shout out. Let's go ahead and get the sponsors out of the way. Let's pay some bills. Nick, hit them up. Who we got?
I'm going to go with helmet skins.
Lizard
Skin for your
skins.
helmets.
Lizard skins, lever skins, rhino skins, pork and skin.
Tater skins.
Tater skins.
Foreskin.
Lamb skin.
Lamb skin.
Blouses versus skins.
Yep.
Pig skins.
Skintastic. Anything with
what
skin,
was the, yeah.
skin on skin or it ain't going in. That was always my high school mantra. So,
Skin on skin.
Nick,
Man, and look how well that served you.
Nick already put this in. So hey, we're having.
When I hear something I've never heard before.
That's a good one. So stickers. This is what we have. This is all we have. So if you want one, I'm getting some requests for these. So you need to write a 1,500-word essay.
On why you should be the recipient of a sticker.
Of one of
A
these.
sticker.
And
Just
if you're
one.
thinking about
One.
not getting
We
one,
have a policy.
Yeah,
right
there
there
is a policy. One
or
per
you're
customer.
worried about not getting one, Kevin has text Ricky Carmichael and requested that he send his back.
If he'll send, I want to know. I'm going to ask him during the show. What did you do with those
Where'd
two?
that-
Because
Oh,
I know
you
you
gave
got two.
Did you
Yes.
see him give two? I saw him
He got
very
two.
ferociously click out one.
No, I licked my fingers on. Like,
Yeah,
here's
one.
Two. There's two.
What did you see?
I think it was one.
That's what I think,
All right,
Kevin.
well, I'll ask Ricky.
Well, you're going to have to verify this.
So
yeah,
it's-
that's our policy.
Yeah. So the policy is one per customer.
Which is good because me and Nick
can't
were,
go crazy
we
on
were
this.
certain that you didn't deviate from the policy.
I like that
I stuck
I'm near
to
the.
with-
Yes, it felt good.
I'm by the board. I'm like the Vanna White of this show
Yeah, you are.
So yeah, there you
with
go.
nicer boobs.
Yeah, your boobs are dialed.
So we have Brett / BJ
BJ.
Smith. We're gonna get to the bottom of that. Are you Brett or are you BJ? What are we doing?
He was Brett for a long time.
He was. I want to know how it got
Yeah.
Brett J. Smith. So, and things to know about Brett. He writes stuff,
He does write stuff.
and he
Long
form,
big
awesome
long
podcast.
articles.
Lots of words.
Lots of
writing
words.
around.
Yes.
Big
Groups
big,
of
long-
letters.
Yes.
I don't even think he worries about how many words. I
No.
think he just is like, hey,
Let it
man,
rip.
I'm going to write this story. He'd
Paper-
been great in college.
Paper's not involved. So he's going to be on wewentfast.com. And then some other notes here based on just what I'm hearing.
Okay.
John, try harder.
Dang.
That's not from me. This is HR.
Oh, HR.
It just says try harder.
See, I was worried. Like, it's hard to look across the table.
No,
Somebody-
it's not me.
But
I'm
it's
on-
not coming
I'm all
from
about
you.
you.
Yeah. No,
So
it's-
actually, I feel
this
better
is coming
now.
from the top.
From up top. It says try harder and just be 12% better.
So
that's attainable.
That's achievable.
That's 12 days.
I can
1%
write that
a
down.
day.
Yes. 12 days.
Nick, you're killing it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Employee of the month
There's
for
no,
October.
You're killing it, but there's no howevers. Or
Let me
anything.
tell you, and I enjoyed my
I feel like
ice
there-
cream
There's
so
my dog.
much. I had
Yep, big ice cream day.
Yep,
we all
I had
got
a big
to go.
ice
It's
cream
cool.
day for the employee of the month.
I
Like
didn't get no ice cream, man.
Dairy Queen party.
That's bull.
We
I
grilled.
wanted ice cream.
We grilled and chilled.
He did do that. And then Faster Minis, my buddy Craig Bentley, who I met at Red Bull Imagination, as soon as I heard his voice, I'm like, wait a minute.
I know that.
Hey, man. Yeah, park right here. It was Faster Minis. And so anyway, they got a bunch of stuff there for stickers. And if we send out stickers, look how many they send. I don't know what their sticker budget is, but
They're
my
just like,
God.
hey, man.
Look at this. That's outrageous.
Well, that's only one sheet. That's technically
10.
one sticker, but you
One-
get 10.
That's crazy. Look at all this.
And I'm thinking they spend a little more time on design.
Oh, are you
Hey,
serious?
that's
Does
pretty
it
cool.
say, buy Faster Minis, buy
Faster
somebody?
Minis,
Because ours say,
Hey,
No.
look, their stickers don't. their
be a
stickers
dick.
don't have Kevin's name on them.
that's weird.
They
It's
shouldn't.
crazy.
What
They shouldn't.
designer did they use?
shouldn't either. So anyway,
It's
there's some
fine.
other stuff in there. Faster Minis sent some stuff. So Craig, thanks, man. We're gonna do some stuff on our little.
Everything Kevin's ever designed, he put his name on.
He's like, yeah,
Every-
by Kevin Kelly.
Yes, and we're gonna do some shirts.
He
I
gets
promise.
flowers for his wife. It's got a card in
Kevin
there. It says
By
by
Kevin Kelly.
Doesn't say I love you. Doesn't say anything. It says
XXO.
flowers.
All I be
XOXO.
needing is credit for this right here. Make sure I get
Flowers
the
by
credit.
Kevin Kelly.
Here's the joke. When they designed this, when Wes Williams and the boys from Vurb designed our logo, Winners
Yes.
Take Y'all, it says hosted by Kevin Kelly.
Dang, tag
frames.
frames. What the heck?
What else, man? So anyway, the running joke
Could you
is
imagine
we have to
throwing
cut
that-
all of these damn names off. I hate that. It's stupid.
We're sitting there with our scissors.
I don't blame
Tag
you.
frames, keychains.
What?
Dang, son.
And there's some shirts and hoodies and whatever else. So you guys.
What in the world?
It's like Christmas for me.
It's a
man.
serious care
Don't try to
package.
cut me off when I'm
Dude,
opening
keep
my.
digging. Keep breaking.
Yeah,
Show 'em
do
what's up.
not make
There's
him
a couple
wait.
of shirts, a hoodie.
That's a schmedium for you.
That's a hoodie. Yeah, I need to get a schmedium. Say you have a schmedium. This fits you, Lincoln. There you go, buddy.
There you go, bud.
This dog, he's needy, man.
Faster minis.
He's pushing as hard as he can against my
He
leg.
loves y'all.
This
Show
dog-
show the folks at home.
Look how excited he is about this
Look at
gift.
this.
Doggy
Yeah.
mini. That's a funky
yeah.
song, bro.
Let's see the back. Is there something on back? Oh,
minis.
yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Fasterminis.com
There you go.
by Kevin Kelly.
Yeah. Hey, so we were talking on the air before. We have BJ Smith on tonight. Of course, when we went fast, we already told you that. We had Trey Kennard on last week. If you haven't listened, if you haven't followed us on Instagram, I think our Instagram is stupid, and our show is stupid. So I think it all falls
I was
right
like,
in line.
hey, man, this on purpose.
Yeah, and all
It's
the
not
podcasts.
just stupid because we're a bunch of idiots.
No, we do it. Yeah.
But it kind of is.
But just to reintroduce you, because some of the guys are just now getting on board, like with what we're doing. Like that's John Watkins,
Hey.
and that is Nick Blackman.
Yeah.
Nick's still opening stuff. Just
He said it's like Christmas and don't stop it.
don't stop it.
He means it.
Lincoln thinks he's getting something.
He
thinks
does.
He
there's
feels
something-
like it's a
He
treat.
thinks there's a
toy.
treat in here somewhere.
Got to be something
That's
to
a
eat in
beanie,
there.
it looks like, or a ginormous rubber.
No, this is a,
It's a flag or
it's a
something.
flag.
Oh, there you go.
No way. Flags, Kevin. Why don't we have flags?
Man, we need all this.
Dang,
stuff. Still,
son.
they're all awesome ideas.
Fasterminis.com.
There you go.
I mean, that is nice.
There you go, man. There's
pretty
the
pimp
gift that
right
keeps
there.
on giving. Thanks,
You could
Greg.
put that next to your parking space and be like, hey, man,
Faster
y'all
Mini.
park over here.
Right by me. Nick's just continuing to dig in there. I think there's a couple T-shirts.
That
and
is a
flag.
bottomless box.
Yep, goes all the way down to my
It's
garage.
way less janky than the. How many stickers? Can I get a sticker?
There you go. Hey, your boys right there. Your kids, right?
Yeah, they'll be all over this.
I don't want one.
The
You
mini
keep
bike
one, whatever.
nationals.
There you go.
At my
He has
house.
kids that ride the shit out of
Yeah.
those bikes, though. For
They
sure.
had track hose
Cool
and
hats, too.
bobcats and everything this
Yeah.
week fixing the track
that's cool.
up.
You take these to take it to your
We
Red
could-
Grant.
We'll make that a promotional giveaway. You know, top 3 in the mini
yeah.
bike
At the
national.
Mini
you,
Bike Nationals.
you might get
need
you
to
some
have one of
swag
those.
pack.
So
We have them. They're just unauthorized.
Well, we need to-
Dust rolling across the road.
no, we need to do a big one
It's solid.
at your new place.
Okay,
At
yeah,
your
we
spot.
could do that.
They got the
Dang,
Bucket
son.
hat. Obity kabity fabba Albert,
You throw that on, and
You flip
you
that
could
up.
be
You're Breaking Bad now.
You could be Eric Sermon
no,
or
you're
Parrish
Breaking Bad.
Smith. You could be EPMD.
I mean, I'm not trying to be. But you
Boom.
think
I'll
that-
be the EPWEMD. Yes, the main event.
All right, so
I mean,
in concert.
you
Not
really-
worrying about oohs and boos because we do work
You really
to make
think
your
that
body
I-
jerk.
yeah, you can pull that off.
Yeah, yeah.
To make your
you
girl
could not
want to
do-
leave you, man. Stop you flirting with the EWEMD.
Stop. You sound so
Show, boy.
Hey, so
Shit.
some
I
mean,
people listen. Some people have posted. Whenever I've posted some other stuff about the show, like, man, they don't really talk about this. That. No, we don't. We're not.
No, the
we're-
goal
is to barely talk moto. A
We
little
do.
bit
It's all moto
based, but like we all ride. You guys ride. We're around events, so
Yeah.
we get all kind of different points of view that I feel like it's different. We're not Steve. We're not main event moto. We're not even DMXS radio. So I think we're our own little
the
dumbass
races
version.
are covered. Everybody
Yeah.
knows it's very
Yeah, World
well
Supercross,
out
Vince
there.
Freezy.
Yeah.
He took your mom out. He
Yes.
took
Everybody in the front
Supercross,
row.
the crowd out.
superintendent of the school
You
system
know,
out.
that was pretty cool. I mean, I would wear this hat if
Yeah.
I was willing to put a hat on this hair. I would wear it. You know,
Don't do it, Nick.
I
Don't do
I
it.
know.
No,
Don't
not.
do it.
I've been instructed. I love that the two guys, you know, they before him, they're just dogging him out, and they're all sitting there in a line together. You saw
Freeze?
the interview, yeah. You saw the,
Savachi and Freeze.
Yeah,
and
the interview.
Dino
I
Yeah.
don't think. I think
You're
everything
awesome.
they say to him, they mean it. And I think he sits there and is like, "Man, the guys are kidding with me again."
Well, you guys are
But
crazy. Is he
imagine
John
if your
Travolta?
job was to race motorcycles and you got this guy out there. He's basically like rolling in there trying to kill everybody. And you have to deal with him week in
all
and
the
week
time,
out.
dude.
And we
Okay,
all have
so
that
now,
guy.
At this point, though, I will say this: at this point, you're enjoying the smooth sound.
Oh, I
mean,
can please don't. I mean, I feel
I'm
like
feeling it, dog.
that's staying. It gets better and better.
So, but I feel like if you're a racer, like, and you know, if there's a inch of, if you the daylight even shows through the crack of the door, you're about to get rocked.
Yeah, you're getting hurt.
So I mean,
He's willing to break.
they did
every
penalize him
part.
today. Like, there's multiple penalties. I think Mitchell Oldenburg got one, and then he got two for cutting the track. He did a lot of shit. He had a lot of activity in one weekend.
I
That's a
think there's
little
an
over the
idea
top.
there for to, you know, the what is the sphere of death or whatever at the fair?
Ball of
Yeah.
death. Yeah.
Ball of death.
They had that at
The round thing, and you
at
just
VMD.
Yeah. I think there's a
He would kill
pay-per-view
people in that.
pay-per-view opportunity to put him
Throw
and
him in there.
him and Barsha in there together.
No, Vince wins every time.
I
Vince is
feel
the
like-
best at this.
I feel like Barsha wants to stay
Barsha's
alive.
angry and wants to race and has a kid. Vince has nothing to live for.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm ready to kill some people.
This is
I
my
want to kill
last day.
professional motocrossers.
If you needed one guy to assassinate someone on the track, he's a hired assassin.
Yeah, so all the times you've turned down money to go beat people up.
Yeah, we were just talking about this.
Freeze will take the money.
Nick was offered somewhere in the
No
two
names.
to
No.
five. I want $200 to $500 range, and I know the guy he's talking about to whoop somebody's ass
At
at
a
a local
race.
night track. This is what we do in Georgia. Hey man, you gonna come up there? I got a guy in the B class.
He ain't acting right. He cross jumps. He'll saw your front leg off. You've let your front wheel
This
off.
is a true story. Like Nick
it
has
was-
lived 8 lives.
It wasn't. I don't think it was premeditated. They got into it on the track,
Yeah.
and
And his kid can't whoop nobody's
Stuff
ass
happens,
on a
dude.
bike with his hands, can't do anything. So he went to Nick, goes, hey.
This dude looks like he could kill somebody.
And Nick declined.
Here's 5 Benjamins.
it was kind of funny to me. I mean, he did it on the down low, like he was dead serious. Like he showed me the money. He was like,
And
He's like-
about the shorts. That makes
he's
sense.
like,
he's like, I'm
He's-
gonna say,
Hey, man.
I got $100 in
Here's what I
Kohl's
got.
cash.
Don't look.
Some Upton's gifts.
Honestly,
gift certificates.
Upton's.
at that time
goodies.
in my life, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking 25, 30 years ago.
But
yeah.
Your
35.
best thing was like, hey, man, are you going to still pay me if I go over there and get my
Right.
hind
Right.
end kicked in?
I was like, yeah. How do you know I'm going to win the fight? So what if I go over there?
Yeah.
Nick was talking about some stuff that he said that in the heat of the moment, like, when you get into an altercation, you're like, I wish I wouldn't have said that. I've said it one time to a family member where I called her a fat bitch, and I was like, oh, man, I suck. I'm sorry. I had to apologize. I felt like crap. So Kyle and Jeff Travis and another guy were going up the East Coast, hitting some nationals, having the time of their life. They did, they didn't do Troy, but they did Binghamton and Steel City and another one. They were on the road for like a month.
Mount Morris or
having a great time. And they were trying to get into a gas pump or whatever. And somebody cut right in, and this guy goes, this dude, he goes, man, move your car, you fucking cunt. Like the C word. That's straight to 8,000 RPM.
That's
right?
with dudes.
Straight to red line.
Yeah, like Kyle's like, ooh, like everybody at the whole gas station. You can say a lot of words. That word is strong.
That'll get
The
some-
other guy is the one saying this?
Yes.
Yeah, so I
Now
would
we
just
gotta
be
deal with
hanging
this.
back.
Here we go.
I'm not saying that.
This is- no, that-
However, they're
you go
probably in a
right-
diesel. There's probably 2 diesel pumps, and they're probably just trying to use the 2 diesel pumps, and some clown in a Civic pulls in there. That irritates me, dude.
I don't think it was.
Okay.
I don't think any of these guys at the time had a diesel. It's just like,
'Cause if
they
you're
had
in a diesel
trailer,
truck,
which
that's a
makes
pain.
it maneuvering a little bit
Yeah.
more tricky.
It means they got to have the end pumps, right? I mean,
Something like that,
And the
yeah.
clown in the Civic.
There you go. Oh, you got a rug here. Faster minis.
No,
rug.
I think that's
it's a rug. It's a little
that's
purple.
like that's weed fabric for your garden. You lay that down to keep the
Keeps the
weeds.
weeds
Oh,
out.
a vapor
I'm kidding,
barrier?
but what is
No,
this? I
it's
wanna
a-
see
It's a
this.
Faster Minis rug for your little pit bike.
I want to see this. This is gonna
Give it
look
to
cool.
your kids. And we'll use it for our studio whenever we get
This
this
is
thing
like a
built out.
scroll. What if it's got instructions for the end of end of time?
And God said,
And the scroll declares,
Vince Freeze, ruler of the
thou
world.
shall not
crash people.
Take Dean Wilson out.
Dang,
take
dude.
Dean Wilson.
That's nice.
Thou shalt not kill Dean
Yeah,
Thou
man.
shall not kill Dean Wilson in the
Yeah,
left-hander.
these guys got kids too.
Abu
man.
Dhabi.
Like Ken Roxon's all limping, Dean Wilson's limping, Savachi's.
See
like,
the
all
bruise on Roxon's foot?
Yeah, his foot barely works.
Dude, that's
beautiful.
That broke all to pieces. Was it
Yeah.
not broken?
On, yeah.
He raced. I
I don't know.
don't
But
know.
I think he's
Anytime-
got a high pain tolerance. I think he's.
that's
anytime
right.
that
That's a
my
good point.
foot has looked like that, it's been broken.
It's broke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's gnarly.
Could be. Well,
don't.
so I don't know. The Trey Kennard podcast did happen. We did have a bunch of guns, so we did talk
And knives.
and knives. So we were asked to take the knives, take the guns, put them away.
But the thing about that, it's nice. Sure, yeah, put them away. They don't know what we're dealing with out here.
Out here in the country,
It's bad.
anything could happen. Dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, I'll talk to legal HR and everybody else. I'll run it up the chain, see what they say. In the interim, nunchucks, swords, Chinese stars.
Those are on the table.
Well, I'd like to at least say
All right,
that.
well, we don't need to let a week
We're
go
in
by.
the woods up here. There could be a Yeti attack.
There could be a man on a long gun focused in on us right now for all we know. I ain't dumping stuff off the table.
You are dumb. You just did.
Well, that's what we
But
get
we do
for
have
having tag
spons-
frames.
But we do have great
long
sponsors
gun.
that we want to keep. So we want to keep lever skins and helmet skins. So if that means we have to,
I'm all about the potato skin.
Legal Lever Skins had a real problem with the firearms.
we got a scathing email from Tom at Lever Skins who is not happy.
That's not the reputation
But
he's
they
looking
should
to build.
Listen. It was an opportunity for them. So what they should do is build a
Lever skins with knives
Yeah.
built in. What if you had
Gun skins.
gun skin.
Then we could have another sponsor.
So you could put it on the handle, your
Yeah, like-
or your
Yeah.
gat.
Your
You could have
gat.
it'd be gat
Say
skins.
you could make the gap match your outfit, and
That's
like
right.
it would blend in, and
no,
nobody
the
would know.
gat would look like a bunch of nickels and $100 bills, like the old goggles I had.
Oakley goggles. Sweet man.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Hologram gat.
Hologram gat.
I mean, I can't.
So how many
That's
more
just-
rounds of the World Supercross are there?
I don't know. They've done
Probably
like
two.
One, like, is this a 3-round world championship?
I
again?
mean,
Again?
it got reduced. There was talk of 6, and then it went down. So
Dude,
I'm gonna say
that
yeah,
track
one
was-
or two
I would
more.
rather have been, and I would rather have been in Vegas at the U.S. Open.
I think
mean,
that
way
was better built.
Well,
I think
it was
they were
better built. There was
struggling.
more people there in terms of quality riders. Dude, that thing was legit.
Did
And
that
then-
thing hold 7,000 people? I think that's
the
what it held.
Orleans. They did it. The Orleans from
No, I'm talking
in
Abu Dhabi.
Oh, is that
7,000?
Are you telling me it's the best place in the world? It's the
No,
world.
I'm not.
And all the world. I'm in 3 hour. I'm a 3-hour shot from 7 arenas better than that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
They're going to Birmingham. That's 3 hours.
Yeah.
You got Mercedes.
You got the
you
one
can go
down
to
there
Gwinnett
in
County. That
Macon.
thing's better.
Yeah.
Isn't the one in Macon better?
Yes. You can go to Nashville.
Nashville? Yeah.
We can go down to Tallahassee. Jacksonville's 5 hours. Like we are within 5 hours of 6 arenas, and you're telling me
But we have to go to
the
Abu Dhabi.
world is your canvas, and you can't come. I mean, I'm not dogging them. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but like, damn, dude.
I'm sure there's probably some funds to bring your event there. That's how the MXGP works. That's why they end up in those weird countries for one
I
or
know,
two
but
rounds.
at least you can put
Federation money.
you could put 80,000 people there. Like,
Yeah.
all right, man, we got 6,000 people.
I think
coming.
they had 7,000 for
Okay.
real. And then they had to build it with like a broke down skid steer that was left in the desert
a
from
rubber
the
tire.
90s.
Yeah, from the Trail of Death. Whenever they blew
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, and then a Mini X. I'm serious. That was
No,
their 2
come
pieces of
on.
equipment. It was not good. And I think those dudes had to put in major hours,
You damn
like,
right.
because the bucket size
They had
is
a
this big
flatbed
instead of
Chevy
that
just
big.
to run in and out, just one scoop at a
You
time.
boys shovel this off every time I come in.
It don't lift. The articulations broke.
It don't articulate.
Come
The
on,
tickets
dude.
were probably like 800 apiece too.
We got to make up. Look, there's 6,000 people here. You do
Yeah.
the math. 6,000 times 1,000.
I need to bring in 4.2 million. So divide that by 6,000
I know
people.
we're giving them shit, but like, damn, dude, I put on races at little arenas. The muscle milk race we did.
I couldn't imagine trying to start a series. It'd be hard.
Oh, it would to
I think
navigate
Adam
all
Bailey's a
the
good
all the
dude.
factories and all the OEMs. And get
But
dudes
the
over there
battle
and
to
the
break
money,
through,
right?
You're clawing through these little ledges and difficult, man.
You got to push the money though. I mean, I don't know.
He did push some money.
I mean, they're doing
These
it.
teams took all kinds of funds that they never have had before, and then they just tried to hire like the cheapest guy. Not everybody, not every team, because obviously Roxon's there, but the others, they took that money and then was like, who will ride
but-
this for free?
Kudos to Roxon though, because when they got him, we didn't know what we were getting with him.
And
at that
we didn't
point.
know he didn't.
You know,
know
he
what
was coming
signing
off.
up
He
for.
was coming off injury. Nobody. He hadn't performed. Done anything since he'd been hurt.
Everything he's done has been aces this year.
He's bad.
Like,
Yeah.
he's done nothing but kick
And then
ass.
he-
People
yeah,
quit.
Got
quick
on
to
a Suzuki.
forget.
They're like, what? And he goes, all right, I'll kickstart that bitch and I'll win. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on, dude.
Came out and only got it. He led.
Popped into a few
Other
races.
than
led,
Jet, he
Jet.
led
He's the
probably
only
more-
person to lead a lap other than
Correct.
Jet.
Correct.
Chase didn't even. I don't think Chase got a lap led. Or he did, and Roxon had more laps led. That's what it is. Jet led the most laps. Roxon led the second most number of laps
With one race.
with one race. Yeah.
Yeah. Things were
Dead
definitely
serious. That's
there's
on a
somebody
Fowler's
going, "You're an
Facts
idiot."
somewhere.
But who would have bet that?
I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm
I
pretty sure.
hate that. Everybody's like,
I'll prove these idiots wrong in
Stupid.
5 seconds because they
Hey.
can tell we're typing.
just for and everybody hates keyboard warriors. So just for all those, know that we don't care.
Yeah. The best thing you can do on a keyboard warrior is just move on.
Keep it moving.
If we're wrong, just mention it to us when you see us at the track.
Yeah, feel free to do that. And but they won't because they're usually cool as crap. But I don't know, the worst of humanity comes out when they just sit down.
The keyboard brings it out, but in face to face, people would just walk up to you and be like, "Are you sexy, Nick?"
Yes,
And
Nick
I'm
has
like-
had that. You had that this past. Both of y'all had
No,
this
nobody
weekend.
thought I
you're
was
not
sexy Nick.
No, that's sexy Nick. Or what do we call him? Your Fireball.
He's
Wa-
Sugar
Fireball,
Balls.
John.
Fireball Watkins.
and that is sexy.
Sugar Balls
Sugar
Blackman.
Balls Blackman.
We, John and I went on a Jeep ride this weekend in different Jeeps.
Yeah, it wasn't just us.
Reverse cowgirl Jeep ride.
Yeah, just us.
It's hard to steer when you
I
pack
can't
me
see,
in between
John.
the wheel and Nick.
And then John's looking at me like face to face going, be careful, man. Don't go any.
Yeah.
Let me know if I need to hold on
Drive
tighter.
safe, Nick.
Just move your head. But so y'all went riding the other day, and somebody literally said these words. I've never in my life had someone go, "Are you sexy, Kevin?" No.
No, that
Hey,
has
you
never
know
happened.
the answer to that, so no.
Hey,
but,
man.
but you had that
It was a dude.
It did happen.
with his family.
Yep.
Oh my!
Hey, man, are
Hey,
you sexy,
what-
Nick?
he brought the wife and kids. Let's go meet sexy Nick. Like,
Yeah.
what?
It
That's
was
so good.
awesome.
Yeah, it
That's
was awesome. Good people. Good moto
Yeah,
people.
Yeah, really good.
Are
That's
you
cool.
sexy, Nick? I said,
I love the nickname. I think it's funny.
They
as
said
hell.
they could tell it was sexy Nick,
By
not
my
only
voice.
from the visuals, but from the
Pipes.
voice.
Pipes.
Like I knew as soon as I heard those vocals.
And when I seen
looked at
him
his wife
almost
and said, I
foul
told you that
plugs,
was him.
the way he almost foul plugs like
all the way around the
all-
track.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
I'm the guy. No, you said he's
Nick
getting it.
is a good rider. He just doesn't act like he is.
Well, he just doesn't want to go take the crazy chance like me. Like I'm not.
There's
a good rider,
nothing to
period.
gain from
No.
taking chances
Not
when
at
you're
53
grown.
or whatever.
Yeah.
With a successful business, kids are out of the house. You're
We
you
got
know,
things to do after lunch
Yeah.
when we get done riding.
Correct. Yeah.
living is one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving my arms, legs. That's one of them too.
You know, it was awesome though to see people out there that have listened to the show. That
that's
was
pretty cool.
It's
No,
pretty
it's cool. And if you guys seriously, if you do want a
Single
one sticker, one
Just circle the sticker that you want
this one.
and cut out the ad and
Yeah.
mail it in.
Yes, yes.
Remember those
Back
days?
off. Yes, dude, I
Back
wanted those
off.
so bad.
Who's bad? There was all kinds of good
That
goodies
poster that
back
was
then.
always sold out. Like, why are you putting it
Why
up there?
Hannah Unadilla
Why?
stepping off
I got
out of
that bitch
Gravity Cavity?
downstairs.
I know, but you remember it was hard to get for a
No,
while.
it said sold out. I got a
Dick Burleson
10
on the
years
rocks.
of magazines that said it's got a circle with it. You ain't getting this shit.
What was
Why
that?
not?
Why
Just
can't
print
they
it.
just
You're
print
printing
more?
it in here.
It's sold
You
out.
got the picture right there.
It's sold
You
out.
make it bigger.
Listen,
Sell that thing, dude.
What were the quotes? It was Dick Burleson on the rocks. Do you remember these quotes?
we don't give a damn how you do it on the West Coast.
No, was that one of them?
That was East Coast.
But
Cycle
there
news.
was, but there was all the posters you could pick. One was Dick Burleson on the rocks,
I don't remember that one.
and then
I got
it's
some
Hannah
stuff right now.
Unadilla. It was like stepping off out of Gravity Cavity or something.
A GP or something.
But they all had quotes, and I memorized that junk.
All you moto guys listening, that just makes me think about, the people in motos that are our age, how you had to wait to find out
Yes.
what happened anywhere, any races.
God, we
like,
didn't know forever.
you had to
right?
wait on the cycle news to come out and to create we're so far behind other sports with that kind of stuff.
1-900 moto. My mom would be like, "What is this?
What are these charges, Kevin?
So
Kyle
last
did it.
night in San Diego and the
Just to
qualifiers.
keep you
I'm
on
like,
the
no,
line."
give me the main event. Qualifier day, qualifier one. I'm like, no.
But that's because it's by the minute,
yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying.
So they're reeling in this
Starting in
slow
40th place in our day qualifier.
Jim Neese
No, we're working our way.
bringing up the back end of this
Could
one.
you just tell me if Jeremy won?
And we'll just shoot to a quick interview.
That was the answer the whole time.
Did he win?
Whatever
Oh,
that.
he won all of them.
Yeah.
What was it called? 1-900 moto or something.
Yeah, it's either 1-900 moto or 1-800 moto. Yes.
But the answer was always Jeremy during
Yeah,
that
during that
entire.
time
Save yourself.
period, yeah.
Save yourself the time. So I guess we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up Art Eckman.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
obviously,
yeah.
I spoke to David Bailey. I want to get David on. He's super wants to be on, but he's got some serious body issues right now. He's got some rash stuff going on, so he's super tore up. He was going to do it. He was going to man up and do it. Because I said, David, if you're not feeling up to it, and he goes, yeah, I would rather give Art
He's in a lot
the
of pain.
attention. Yeah, he's in a lot of pain. The attention and focus that he deserves, so I can articulate what I want to say. Because he sent me this long message. You read it. It's
Yeah.
like,
It's in-
my God, he
inspiring.
He loved.
He said it
working
was
with
his
Art.
longest teammate.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's who he worked with the longest.
They were the
Pretty cool.
voice. They were. I mean, I don't think anybody would disagree there. Davey Coombs in the pits.
Davey Coombs amazing. Yep.
And then Bailey and Eckman. Come on, man.
I think, and I even said this a minute ago, but
Now,
it's
Dave
like,
Despain and Larry Myers were
they were awesome.
phenomenal.
They
Like,
were.
I'll put them toe to toe with them, but
David
they're kind of the
Bailey-
same guy.
With Art knew how to tee up David
Correct.
so properly over and over. And, for anybody that's our age, David Bailey was the epitome of motorcycle riding ability.
And knowledge.
Yeah. And he's a big fan of the sport. So his brain remembers everything about the sport. So
Yeah, I can't remember who said it, but and this has always stuck with me. They say David Bailey, because when you watch a race, you will learn how to ride a motorcycle. Like he would say things like the way he's
gotta
standing
weight
on the
that
balls of his
outside
feet, he's
peg,
doing this,
yeah.
he's doing that, and like they said he gets a channel we all don't get. He's letting you in on this channel. He'll tune it up here for you and let you see what's really happening.
what it really takes to go that fast properly.
So good,
Right? Yeah.
so damn good.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I've always been a huge fan of his, obviously, but from a racing standpoint. But what he's done after his motorcycle career was
Great guy, too.
yeah.
You know, we did that first, like probably, I don't know, the first time I met him or what.
The
that
mini
was
moto?
with you. No, we did a
Charity
thing in, Red Bull in Daytona the one time. Remember we did a show down there.
On Main Street.
It was a Red Bull
We
thing.
we went all the way down to Main Street at
So
Daytona.
that you could get amongst your customers.
Yep, and we drove down there. We literally drove down there.
All these dudes with huge beards and
did
tattoos.
it and came right back home.
Yeah.
Didn't even stay the night.
I was
Oh, you
worse than
did?
that. I went to the auction down there for 2 days. Went there
At the car
sick,
auction.
and then like that was the most dangerous sleep drive I've ever done. Was after that show with Bailey.
He's like, man, that's a long straightaway. I think I could
Just set the cruise. The longest drive I went to school on a Friday, my senior year, did the whole deal at school, and then me, Brian Johnson, my buddy that was our producer
yeah,
here
your producer
forever,
for DMXS.
and then another guy, Bill Paul, who sat in the back. He goes, I can't hear anything. Bill Paul would just, I don't know what you guys are saying. And he sounded
that's
just
what the
like
show's
that.
about, though.
So-
It's trying to let him hear.
But he goes, what is this King Frog? Like, he just kept asking that because we were going to
The
Florida.
King Frog will tear the rear doors off your van if you ain't careful.
75, down 75 South.
I know
around
exactly where it's
There's
at.
about
We
900
tore the rear
signs.
door off the van there. I know all
King
about
Frog.
it.
Okay, so anyway, I get off of school, drive all night. Well, I wait a little while, then we drive 10 o'clock at night for whatever reason. Then we go
Well, we
all
want
the
to
way
be
in,
real tired.
all the way into Orlando, watch the Orlando Supercross. Then we drive right back home. Never slept. Drive all the way home to Bremen so we could get there for a race, so Brian could race, and I had to announce.
Dang it, dude.
So by the time it was Friday morning, Saturday, all the way to Sunday night before we slept.
That's
how
terrible,
dumb we were.
man.
But Joey Casey would do the same thing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
He would go all the way to Florida to get his magazines, and then come all the way to like Troy, Ohio,
To hand
on
them
a
out.
Friday to flip them out.
Yeah.
And when people would say no, it always blew my mind. I go, hey man, you want a free motocross magazine?
No, I don't want that.
No, I'm at a motocross track. Why would I
take
want a
that
free
junk.
motocross magazine? They're like,
Yes.
I'm like, you don't want a free.
Meanwhile, I would
awesome-
be like, I'm going to read every inch
And
of this
if you-
thing.
27 times.
If
Yeah.
they would have, it was awesome.
Yeah,
The
it was
stupid
awesome.
shit he put in there was amazing.
I literally think I would have like every month have dirt bike, dirt rider, and
Racer
all-
X,
yeah.
X
and
Racer.
before Racer X and motocross action, probably memorized. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like you read the
Waiting
whole thing.
on that next one.
Yeah.
You just keep reading it. That was our cell phone,
Dude.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, you just sit there every day at breakfast and read that thing.
That
right.
or I always just, we had like you had your big console TV like in the
It weighed 9,000 pounds with
Yeah.
handles on the side.
and I never sat on a couch. I would just lay on the floor and read magazines.
Yeah.
in front of the
Saved
the
every
whole
one of
time.
them things. This is a crazy thing. So my grandparents never knew anything about motocross. 1985 for Christmas, my grandmother gets me a subscription to Motocross Action. January of 86 is what it says on the cover. And it's got a 125 Honda and Kawasaki side by side doing some shootout business. Like I can remember that cover. It burned a hole like in my brain, you know. And same way like Art's voice, Art Eckman on the broadcast. There are certain races, you know what happened and you can remember what he said.
The
when it
checkers for
happened.
Jeremy McGrath. Like he was.
Yeah.
He was so into it, and he was like, it wasn't his first primary sport because the guy did everything, but man, he owned it. Like he was so good and so
he was
genuine.
money. His voice was
delivery,
just
the
money
voice.
too. I
So
mean, silky
professional.
smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounded legit. I mean,
Yeah,
for
when
real.
He announced a bass tournament, fishing tournament in 1980, and my brother was fishing, and my brother got second. And the winner got like $50,000 or something crazy. My brother ended up with a lot of money for second place. But I remember Art's voice, and this was
Yeah.
probably before I ever heard him do a moto race, because that was Larry Myers.
Yeah, for sure.
Era
It was Larry
in
Myers
80.
all the way in the 80s, for sure.
And
he
then
was a live host.
later, I'm like, dude, that's the guy from the Bass tournament. Of course, he was on our news.
Yeah, he was our news guy. Like, I just
Yeah.
remember it was Guy Sharp and Ken Cook, and then, like, I know who's Channel 5, but, like, and then
Art Eckman.
Channel
Yeah,
1 News.
that's people that weren't from Atlanta don't know that he was literally like
just
our
a normal news
evening
source.
news
broadcaster
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
You know, when you'd have a snow day and you'd get up early and turn on the news
Come
and you'd want to
on.
see, please say my county is closed.
Douglas
You know, you'd
County
be
is
waiting.
out.
Well, Guy Sharp's doing the announcements one morning,
Suck, Guy.
and they're filming him, and he was pretty old, man,
Yeah.
because he worked until he was 90, I
Ken
guess.
Cook lived in my neighborhood.
He fell off the stool
Come
and
on.
never. If you were blind,
You'd never
and
know.
all you did was
Hold it.
hear.
Polk, and he's on the floor.
He climbs back up, and you see him adjust his stool and get back in. His voice never even flinched, dude. It was the great. I'm like, oh my gosh,
That's a pro's pro,
Mama, come look.
That
You
is
ain't
a
gonna believe
pro's
this.
pro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know what? Back then, nobody ever saw it again.
No,
You
it
couldn't
did not
rewind it.
replay.
There was
No, right.
It was over.
You couldn't.
I don't know that Art fell off the bench though. That dude was a professional.
I mean, like we need to do our part and get Larry Myers on. And I don't want to say before he passes, but like this shit, like those dudes are getting older.
It matters, man.
Dude, it does.
Those-
I want to tell their stories and let
Yeah.
them tell their stories.
Hell,
and-
we're getting old. Everything, they're getting old.
but
We're
you
getting
get them
old.
on and they're like, why am I here? Like I don't need to be here. Like they think it's like
It's funny they don't feel relevant,
No,
but
dude.
for us,
you are.
there is a visual memory that goes with their
Dave
voice.
Despain, Larry Myers, Art Eckman.
I was thinking about being old today, and I was thinking, okay,
He was thinking about it. He's like, not yet.
No, he's fought it off.
I ain't gonna do
He's
it
just,
yet.
He just flexes real hard and knocks
Well, listen,
off 5 years.
I'm probably
41.
I'm not probably not gonna get
One
any
more
faster, right? So
You might.
could.
But the-
You got the best advice you ever got from Grant Hoffman and Tyler
I
Bowers.
did. That was great. They were like, we were at the track. He said, "Are you jumping that table? Are you clearing that tabletop?" And I said, "No, not yet." And he goes, "Why?" I
That's
said,
great advice. Just do it.
I guess because I'm not going fast enough. And he said, "Okay, well, go faster."
See?
There it is.
Right there. There's your tuition
done.
paid for, son.
Yeah,
Like that was
perfect.
good.
Great advice.
So you were thinking about like I don't want to get old or what were
Well,
you
no,
saying?
and I'm saying
Just don't
so-
get old. Just say that.
No, I
say,
just
hey,
have
Nick,
to.
don't get old.
I have to just stay healthy. So as I age, and I like all you guys that are finishing in front of me now, and the 50
I'll see you
plus
when we're
guys.
85, bitches.
Yeah, but as
Where
they
you
start,
at now?
I'm coming.
Hey,
I got
every-
a 30-year plan.
every time somebody our age
long
dies
game.
off,
Boom, that's
I
one
pick
less
up a
Every
spot.
all you
Boom.
do as soon as
pick
It's a
up
somebody
battle of
dies.
attrition here, folks.
Yeah, I'm in the long game
got-
here.
It's funny though because you could like take the results and you could be like
He's
he's been having heart problems and you could like make a mark
Look
and
what
then you'd
he's
be
eating.
like
What an idiot.
this guy
He ain't never seen a vegetable.
he's
I said that
always
shit.
eating pancakes.
No, I got all their
And, but he gives them like
addresses.
pork rinds. Hey man, here you want some chips
have some pork
before
rind.
before the moto.
I send them
want a
all
Red Bull?
like I've been sending them all like cocaine and
Yeah,
man.
stuff.
stuff that'll really help their lives.
cocaine filled Twinkies.
Oh yeah, see, and a lot of people don't know.
No, that's
They just think, oh, Nick
so.
likes
We'll see
sending
you
out
because
Twinkies.
Loretta's keeps inching, and some of the other races I've been to, they keep the 50s, the 55s, the 60s. When they're, I mean, it's going to be Loretta.
The
You'll be
world
80
vets
years
had
old.
some 80-year-olds,
Yes.
and I have seen 80-year-olds die at vintage races.
By the time I'm 80,
They
I'll
just lean over
listen.
the bars and ride off the side and tip over, and
Barry Higgins.
They had
just
a heart
floats
attack.
off into the
So
sunset,
sooner or
dude.
later, as people die off, I will be into the trophies. I mean, I'll be a podium guy.
you'll
by
be
the time.
into the trophies. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to win. Everybody's.
I mean, we don't want to
there's
claim,
got to be somebody out there that's not going to die before me, but I'm going to
but
be
that's
there.
a valid strategy, and
Dude, I
it's,
didn't think about that.
that's something you ought to fire back
Just
at
lay
Tyler
on your
Bowers.
couch. Just don't even ride. Just
You call
stay
Grant
healthy,
Hoffman
don't
and
hurt
Tyler, and you
myself.
just
Yeah.
say, "Hey, man, I hear you on this going faster thing.
How
but
about
I
just
kinda
go- How
feel
about I
like-
just go longer?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
if I just keep
Stay
riding?
alive.
I flex off a couple of 5 years every time. You see
51.
pieces just flaking off, Nick.
I also
Got like a
think when
snake
it,
of skin. Boom. That's a year right there.
everything goes electric, it's going to be better for me too, because I think part of my problem is it's not the speed that bothers me. It's just that loud motorcycle scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
When I rev it that hard.
He's
Turn
sitting there
that
with the
down.
earplugs.
Go around, you loud motorcycle.
I don't like all
That
this,
loud motorbike. You always knew somebody called it a motorbike.
No, that's good too.
or
because
even a dirt bike.
if you're deaf,
let's be real.
the older you get, you're going to be deaf. So acclimate yourself now to not being able to hear motorcycles.
Yeah, you'll be like,
Yeah.
"Am I even
I
going
ain't heard
fast?"
a bike in 20 years.
Nick's just got that thing pinned back. I don't think
can
I'm
tell.
going that fast.
You're doing 81 miles an hour.
I don't hear
Thing was
anything. It
not
doesn't
making
feel
any
like it.
noise. Yeah. Everything's smoothing out.
Damn.
Everything's good.
Solid.
I got I'm
good
telling you,
advice.
I'm in for the long game.
They did have some plus 80 riders. So if you make it to that, I guarantee you could podium the World Vet Championship.
But if they do plus 80, I want them to stop at
Barry
like,
Higgins will be tough to
yeah,
beat.
because I
He's
don't
gonna
want
get there.
I don't want it to be like 80 plus and nothing above that, because I don't want to have to compete with, like, when I'm 80 and Barry's 173. I don't want to have to compete with Barry.
What if Barry smokes
If
you and he's
Barry-
173 in the 80 class?
If he's alive, he will always beat you.
Here's another
He will
problem I
always
got.
beat you.
I saw the other
Always.
day Greg Reed's riding. I saw him riding a dirt
dang
bike
it.
the other day.
Yeah,
How old is he?
He's like 107 now.
It's gotta be
Yeah, so
65.
Barry's got 71 years on
And
him.
so I'm going to have to contend with
72.
him. And then he's going to be battling with Barry. He's going to have a.
Can you pay somebody to beat Greg Reed's
Yeah.
ass?
Yes, that's a good idea,
no.
Nick. All
I
those
love
dollars
him.
you brought in,
No, Greg
Yeah.
Reed's awesome.
you could
I'm
give
just
them
teasing.
back to the community.
There's people like, man, Greg Reed is royalty, and I know Greg is awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, but the
But
good thing
I
is,
want Nick to win, dude.
Exactly.
funny thing
That's
is-
all this is
I'm
about.
I think we
Nick-
talked about this before. One time,
See, that's another reason we need our weapons.
See, the
Some-
dog's
that's right.
barking. He
Something's
knows something
going
I don't
on.
know.
something bad's going to happen. If something comes through this window,
Yeah,
You'll
if
see it
something
live.
happens, by
You'll
God.
see it live.
something happened to Barry's bike or something. I don't know. And I don't want Greg to beat my ass if nothing happened and he beat him straight up. I just don't know that he did. And so I think it was at Bremen. Greg beat Barry one time in a moto and went and got a shirt made.
I beat Barry Higgins. yeah.
Hey, if you beat Barry Higgins, you
No
should
matter
get
how
it.
you did it, I don't
There
care.
should be some shirts,
Absolutely.
right?
Hey, I don't have a shirt.
No.
Yeah, no,
Not many
nobody
people
does.
do. About 6 people do.
I can remember jumping jumps being like, I'll start reeling him in here because I'm jumping everything.
Slide that over a little bit. No, I just wanted to not fall off. Go ahead.
Oh, you don't like it
on
precariously close?
on the edge. It's
But
got
yeah,
a top on it.
I was jumping every jump and I was decent at the time. And I'm like, man, he's pulling away from me and he ain't jumping.
No.
Why
Do
is
the
that?
research.
How is that possible?
If there was a jump, if there was a track with like no jumps,
he's
there's
gone.
a lot of dudes in trouble.
The back track at Monster, he killed everybody. I had a couple of little singles or whatever, but man, he could corner
Hey,
like
right,
crazy.
I
It's
remember
like,
when we were young and he was probably only like 73 at the time. And
Right. In the third.
so it's about 100 years ago
and y'all had that hair scramble out at Bremen.
Oh, you can forget that.
on other
Alan
people's land.
Gravett got first, and then Barry Higgins got
And
second, probably.
Dukes was like, Sean Dukes was like,
Giving it every.
holy cow.
Yeah. Now Barry's like, come on.
Yeah, and he
Barry,
could have.
honest to God, Barry's probably in his 50s at that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
He had to
no
have
joking
been.
around. Yeah.
No doubt. And so, no, he still got. I mean, he had some mad speed. And Sean had points at the super in motocross.
Yes.
Like he had a top 100 number.
Yeah.
And this guy would give him some shit in the woods. Granted, I know they're on race bike, like a
doesn't even
motocross
matter.
versus whatever. But like, still, the
Yeah, but
guy's
it usually
way older
translates
than
a
you. Yeah, it
little,
should be
right?
Right.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Scott
He's got a
Summers.
trailer board that's 900 years old and will wear you out. It's
Yeah.
seasoned, if you will.
It's a
Scott-
5.2.
like an old
2.
skillet. You know what I mean? Them old trailer boards just get seasoned.
Yeah, like a frying pan.
Look
Yeah.
at yes.
You've been cooking in it
Things
for
are-
years.
I-
Just
and
more
I-
delicious.
I tell a story, like a true story. Like I did not know that tire had been flat for I don't know how long. No tube.
That's because it's
flat
10
as
ply
hell.
sidewall.
Yeah, it was hard as
And
hell.
your skinny
And
tail.
you cannot get it off. I weighed 100 pounds.
They come with a hacksaw blade.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
that's how you remove
It's like,
the
here's
tire.
your tire and hacksaw
You got an
blade.
8-foot tire tool hanging off of it like a set of
Hey,
monkey
He's
bars.
trying to take a tractor
You're over there
trailer
with a
tire
ratchet
off,
strap trying to pull the tire tool.
and it's going to lift someone to kill some guy flying in the air.
Thing just ejects and, oh man, I lost my tar and rim.
Killed that guy.
That was
lost
my
my-
new dang tar and rim.
Look up,
We're
look up
changing
trailer
it.
boards. Those are things.
Solid.
God Almighty. They're
When you
plastic.
see an old YZ 465,
don't
or
buy that
whatever,
motorcycle. You'll
that's
never
what's
just
on back of it. Though.
Take that wheel and
You got to buy new wheels.
Yes.
Yeah, if you ever shop old vintage bikes and there's one that's original, it'll have
We
the
saw a
5.2 Trelleborg.
We
on-
saw a Trelleborg at Mid-Ohio Vintage Days. Remember?
Of course
On
we
the
did.
back
Could,
of-
there anything you ever
Barry
want
Higgins
to see?
sold them, and we bought KTM's from him. Kyle had KTM's, and my dad was smart. My dad owned a Cowie dealership. He goes, and we're buying our tires from Barry because I'm gonna buy you one tire ever, and you're
That
gonna
ought
put
to-
that trailer
that
board
ought to
on
get
there.
you through.
And if you put it on a summer day about 113 degrees, and put a blowtorch on it, we'll barely get
Really
that bitch on
soften
there.
it up.
Don't even put a tube on it. You don't need a tube. Just,
You had to buy a gym
There's no
membership.
tube.
right.
You had to buy a gym
We went to
membership.
Racket World for a month.
to get
For
in
a
the
year.
sauna.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you get
Oh,
the-
to get the sauna
you put
usage.
leave the
use-
tire in
yeah.
the sauna overnight,
point.
and then
That's a
you
good
can
point.
put it on.
Barely.
I've never See, and that's why I had so much trouble. I didn't buy the gym membership when
Have you ever tried to put one? Have you ever had a trailer board?
I've cut one off of the hacksaw. That ain't even a joke.
And
The
that's
dang
not a
things
joke. I
will
rode
not
that
flex.
bitch without a tube or without any air in it for I don't know how long. And I just leave that thing in there. You
You
can't
can use
ruin
the
it.
same tire for 3 bikes. You buy new bikes every year. You just keep taking
Change
the
that
trouble.
wheel.
Take the wheel.
Yeah, take the
We
tire.
ain't
over
taking
there.
the tire off the wheel.
Get a chisel, hammer and chisel.
God,
and
those
put some new.
things. It's like, who built this? For what
Alan
purpose?
Gravett ran them things. He runs them. By God,
He
he
was
can.
really fast.
Very fast in the woods.
Double A.
Yeah. Let me tell you, until you go to a race like you guys had at that time, you had no concept of what a double A rider in the woods was.
Oh, they disappear so quickly.
That's
And they
true.
would go through gaps
Listen,
that were this
I'm like,
wide.
"Oh," and I'd
like,
be like, "Ugh."
That was
pins.
my exact, like you saying that was my exact description the first time that happened to me. And I think like Randy Hawkins and Rodney Smith came by me in the woods
Oh.
and somebody stopped there. So did you try to watch them? I said, watch them, hell. I said, in like,
There was no
There are no
watching.
trees. It's like
In
watching a dude
20
go down Redbud.
seconds,
Like,
Yeah.
like
it was like they were abducted by aliens.
there's not even
Yeah, you
dust
couldn't even hear them
I
anymore.
couldn't even
right?
hear them anymore. They were gone. Like it happened so fast.
Barry Hawk passed me like that one time. And I'd never got to ride near any other real pro riders or
Yeah.
whatever. But I was like, well, I'll just try to stay with him for half a second. And it's impossible.
You've never seen anything
They're
like,
gone.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and Scott Summers riding that Freightliner with XR600
It was a
decals
Kenworth,
on it.
you jerk.
Kenworth, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I mean, flying
But that was
through
the guy
woods.
up there at Upper Cumberland, XR650.
Oh,
Talking
yeah.
about I'm an old has been, and and he was eventually proving himself worthy of being a has been.
Oh, he was. There was a. We were up there in the woods, and we talked about this last show. We were up in a ride in Tennessee, which is very, very mountainous, right? So those guys, this group of guys passed us, and I thought, well, we'll follow them for a little bit and see where we want to go, and then we'll go on and leave them because these guys did not look like
they look like beginners.
and
Their
yes,
gear, everything about 'em.
gear, body type, everything.
It's the guy in the 5K with the stroller pushing twins.
Yeah, they
that
were
passes you on an uphill.
mountain goats. I mean, mountain goats. So we got to this one section where, like, you came off a fire road, and it was a short but super steep uphill, kind of bounce up over the top of it. And we got to the top, and we're sitting around, and I'm looking around for another trail, and I was like, John, did that guy just ride that XR650 up that?
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
yes, he did.
Because we were struggling on what we were on, and it weighed a third of what his
I mean,
bike.
I was amazed. He was riding those mountain goats up in Tennessee. He rode
shit to
a
y'all, right?
6.
Huh?
Something stink to y'all.
No, I don't.
Something smell like doo-doo scoops up in here.
Oh, man.
You
He
smell
was-
doo-doo scoops. Let me take a whiff.
He rode up some stuff that I would have said was impossible
I
on
don't
that
smell
XR.
anything.
All right, we're good.
Is that some kind of, are you
No,
like,
You think something smells?
I just took a shower because I know I got 12% improvement I need to make. So I took a shower. I put smelly good lotion on my face.
Okay.
I put conditioner in my hair. Like I'm trying to provide a good scent.
I don't know if this had anything to do with it, but when we rode, John and I rode Saturday.
And he hasn't taken a shower
No,
since. He
but
don't know.
I-
He don't know if it has anything to do with
I
it.
did take your mic cover and kept it in my shorts while we rode.
Dude, that thing will hold your junk it's
Stings
really
the
still.
nostrils.
I didn't thought it was. We had a theory about it that a sponge would help in there. So I took
Soak
your,
up all the goodness.
So what you're smelling now, son, is sugar.
Man, the juice
what
is
you're
just a
smelling now is sugar balls.
sugar
balls.
balls, dude. And you don't think about how much juices there are, but when you wear one of these when
And
you're
you
riding,
Squeeze it out when you're done.
and then we didn't even squeeze it out. We let it air dry in the sun.
All right, cool.
We let it just ride.
What's up, dude?
Is it Brett or BJ? What are we doing?
It's Brett.
Oh,
Why can't it be BJ?
I mean, you can call me whatever you want, but on the air, let's go with Brett.
All right, fair enough. It is Brett Smith.
but it used to be
Are
BJ.
we
We're live, baby. We were
Yeah.
doing it.
really?
Yeah.
What show is who am I talking to?
Just somebody's gonna come into your house in a minute, put a blindfold over you. Don't worry.
Yeah, you'll hear the van pull up.
Get in. No, I've got my buddy
This is
Nick
a
and
cat.
John. You don't know. They're from Georgia. They know you. They've run around our circles forever. And I think John has talked to you probably at some point.
Yeah, some point. I don't remember when or where.
They're motocross royalty. You just never heard of them. They're the best friends you've never had.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
So
man.
find comfort in that.
Yeah. So anyway, they're retired basically. They get to mess around and have fun, ride. They do dumb stuff. They have 900 different motorcycles for any type of.
Be like, man, it's windy out there today.
I got the windy version of the KX500. Like they have every motorcycle you need for any event.
Perfect.
Yeah, one of those guys. So we've kind of dabbled in some of the Art Eckman stuff, and obviously you worked with him. That's why I wanted to talk to you. You told me last night, when it was all kind of coming down the pipe. So I just wanted to have you on to give Art his proper, due. And I talked to David, and obviously you did too, and he's a little under the weather, so we're going to push that back a little bit till he's a little more healthy. He was going to do it, dude. He was going to do it in a bunch of pain and just, whatever, but he wanted to give Art his proper respect and attention so he could articulate everything that he had to say about him.
God, the guy's a soldier.
He is, dude.
Yeah, he's tough.
Dave Bailey.
He is. What a trio, though, man. Those three guys were pretty incredible. And I told David, I said, dude, it's rare that I know when I'm in the good old days, but I knew this is the deal. This 10-year stretch or whatever is magic right now. The racing, the riders, you guys are epic. It's all just perfect right now.
Yeah, it is.
We
Are we seriously live right now? Like you're doing
Dude, I mean,
yeah.
we
Come on,
hate
man.
to break it to you, but
We
this is
are
as
live.
live as it can
This
get.
is how we do it. Yes.
All right.
Come on, man.
You-
like going
you guys,
back.
Sorry, you guys are a loose program. Okay.
Yeah, you should see it. There's bolts and junk laying in the floor. It's loose.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get with it. Let me get with it.
Okay.
I can go back
And
and
why are we the professionals here, Brett?
Can we send makeup over
Because
and wardrobe? And
I just got done doing homework, 4th grade homework with my kid, and I have to reteach
You
myself.
sound much older than
this
that.
stuff.
he does sound older.
So,
Well,
That's a good one.
math gets hard when all you do is look at words all day. You forget how to do things.
Especially
right?
now, they're like, hey, add 10 and then subtract 2.
draw a square and put 4 little blocks,
Yeah.
and we're
You're
gonna
like,
do
what the heck, man? Who came
Common
up with
Core
this?
is not. It's not very common. It doesn't work for me.
No.
The school my kid goes to, they want you to learn all the ways. So you learn like 5 different ways to do math, which is cool, right? Because not everyone knows how to rail a rut the same way.
That's fair.
as
That's fair.
the other
Solid.
person, right? Like we're all going to do things our own specific way. But remember when we were kids, like this is the way.
This is it.
You
I'm going
want
to hit you with a
and
ruler if
that's
you don't
it.
do it that way.
Yeah, Gary
And
Bailey
don't
was your
get it, You
teacher.
don't
and-
get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a great point. I've never thought of it that way. Although all 4 of my kids, both stepchildren and mine, they did not respond well to accept the old-fashioned just banging in your head, memorize it, be done with it. But I know there's some other ways of learning, so I get it.
I mean, not everyone succeeds with Alden Baker, right? It's just
No.
he's not for everybody.
Sure.
Not everyone wants to work exactly like he wants his riders to work. So,
Good point.
okay. Now that I realize that we are live, like, what have you guys talked about so far about art? So we don't.
I mean,
I'm trying
really
to
not
explain
much.
this
Blazers.
value here.
Tweed blazers and a
With
leather
arm
jacket
pads.
with at all
Elbow
times.
pads.
Yeah, so he always had a blazer, always had a
Did,
jacket.
did
with
you
him.
read what? Did you read Wygant's post this afternoon
No.
about getting picked up when he was going down to do those GNCC shows? So
Yeah.
Art and Wygant worked together for one season of the GNCC series, the
What?
Grand National Cross Country Championships. Yeah, I was working there at
Wow.
the time. Yeah, so I was.
Hey,
Probably
can we
on the other
reset? I
side
want to
of
make
the
sure everybody
debate.
knows. Can you kind of paint the picture of what, like, this was the El Cajon of motocross, supercross announcers, and just what was happening. Like nobody knows that, but like this area, you know what I mean, where you were and what you were part of, Motor World and Lucille's.
South of Atlanta, north of Atlanta, almost all of the motorcycle television programming in the country was produced in Marietta, Georgia, and Peachtree City, Georgia.
So
And of course,
crazy.
DMXS radio was in what was that city?
Lithia
Douglasville.
Springs.
Yeah. So just west of Atlanta. What a hotbed of it was the El Cajon of media,
Right.
of TV and radio media in the entire country. Seals Communications in the south, Chetberg's Productions in the north, and at the time, Seals Co. was doing Moto World on ESPN2, a lot of hunting and fishing shows. and the Grand National Cross Country Championships. And it was the second year that they were doing it. I was the producer, I was the field reporter, so we'd go to all the races. Wygant was working at Racer Productions, and so he came in, and he was, I guess he would have been the color commentator, which is funny, right?
Yeah.
Wygant.
Yeah, his lack of skill. Well, Jason, if you would tell me what these riders are thinking, I don't know. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Holy
So he got to
shit,
sit
that
in the
was
booth
scary.
with Art, and you know, what an experience for a then very young man, like just trying to get his feet wet in broadcasting, gets to work with Art Eckman.
I
Yeah.
did not know. I did not know, and we are dear friends. I did not know they worked together. That's awesome.
Yeah, one season of GNCC, and I would have been in the booth with on the other side, probably running the equipment.
Yes.
Anyways, Wygant was telling a story about how like this dude picks me up in his Lexus, right? He doesn't have to, but the airport's on the way. He stops and picks me up, and he tells this story of like the 3 jackets hanging in the back, which is so Art Eckman.
Yes.
There was a dinner jacket. There was what like you guys were just laughing about, like a tweed jacket, probably with some patches for things got a little
elbows,
little casual but not too formal. And then there was the bomber jacket that Art could pull off if it was time to look cool. And I just loved that little story from Wygant. I thought that was so special. It painted Art in just a couple of sentences. It was beautiful.
That's pretty gangster. The 3 jacket thing
At all times.
Yeah,
that's pretty gangster.
I haven't been able to go through all the stories that people have told on the We Went Fast Instagram account. I found out about Art's death last night from some old TV buddies. I'm friends with like, all the guys who are like the OGs of dirt bike television: Scotty Mack, Dan Walsh, Chet Burks, Larry Myers. Kevin and I share a special relationship with Larry Myers. So all of those guys, Chris Bond, Thomas Lanahan. I think Thomas was the one who let me know. Hey, I think Art has died. What do you know? We reach out to some other guys, and they confirmed it. And I'm like, it was like late last night. I want to go to bed. I actually came down to the office to like just shut the lights off, and I get that news. I'm like, all right, we have to do something, right?
Yeah.
Like, I had that one photo,
Dude,
the photo that got posted
was so epic.
I've been hanging on to that because I mean, Art's getting old, right? Like, I'm like, that's. This sounds so morbid, but like, that's the photo. That's the photo. So like, I knew where it was immediately, but I'm like, well, what do I do? Like, I can't post a photo of Art Eckman. That doesn't do anybody. That doesn't do anything for anybody. I'm like, but what? I can't sit here and spend the entire night like looking up every bar to bar call from his like 12 to 15 year history in the sport. Like, well, what could we do? What could we do? I'm like, the guy called Ricky Carmichael's first Supercross win. He called Jeremy McGrath's last Supercross win.
Yeah.
Right. Like
Epic.
the last lap of McGrath's last victory was just frigging epic. Anaheim too. They're just Carmichael's hounding McGrath's holding him off, and I mean, if you didn't get goosebumps listening to that,
Just listen.
Know,
Art's voice translates beautifully. That clip is freaking. It gives you goosebumps.
I listened to it.
So
today.
not the video. We don't need to hear the video, right? The whole objective was to see the photo, close your eyes, and just let that soak in, like feel it.
Yeah.
Last lap, A2. So
it's funny though.
Anyways, my point. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
My point for bringing it up is the instant and emotional and visceral response from the fans was overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been able to go through like all the memories that people are sharing. There's just so many of them. And it's incredible. Like he put an identity, an audio ID on the sport for so many people. Like when they see a dirt bike from the 90s, they instantly start hearing Art's voice, right?
That's true. Yeah. You've got all these memories they're visual memories in your head, and the audio is with it for these epic moments where you can remember a picture or whatever, or video clip or whatever. The sound is with it because Art was so
And
epic.
it corresponds to a time in Supercross when it took its next step. When Jeremy comes to the stage, Art is there to capture it and take us all with him on this ride, which is just the perfect timing of Art and MC together. Like, I mean, the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
What a sandwich, right? Art and David and McGrath
Get
were
outta
what
here.
the sport needed at that time. Like, they were the perfect people at the perfect time.
You know, you think about it and listening to some of the clips today, you know, I mean, obviously it's sad, but if you think about it now, you could have listened to a Supercross then on just the audio. Like, you could have, if they would have broadcast on the
exciting.
radio,
Sure.
you could have listened to a Supercross
The blow by blow with those two
in
guys.
your car
Yeah.
and enjoyed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you could have been driving around the road, truck, dirt bike in the back, listening to a Supercross and never have to see the video.
Because he paints that picture, right?
Yeah.
The whole time you're listening.
Well, he allows, and Brett, you can speak to this. Like, he sets David up to do what David does. Like, David Bailey is the best to ever do it. I don't care who you are. I don't care. He's the Vin Scully. He's the Keith Jackson of our sport. The way he can tell you how a curveball breaks or why this quarterback or running back is the best that's ever done it. And David does that better than anybody. And Art absolutely knew his role and how to let David do his thing.
Well, Art was a pro. I mean, when I say pro, he was a two-time sportscaster of the year. This is the entire country for sports broadcasting. Two-time, not just once. I mean, that's huge. And the guy worked with the Oakland Raiders during their Super Bowl season. He worked with the San Diego Rockets before they went to Houston. He followed the team to Houston. He worked with the San Francisco Giants. I mean, of course, you remember him, Kevin, as a kid when he came to Atlanta. I mean, the dude did it all.
He did the
liked to
Chevy
joke that,
show.
Yeah, he's like, the only sport I didn't cover was women's mud wrestling.
and he would have liked to have covered that.
that was his joke. And we're like, Art, you did it all, man. He's no, I didn't cover women's.
I really would have liked to have done that. Dude, Chris Williams, who was a producer there at some point, he's always told this story. He does a great Art Eckman. He called Art one night. He posted this the other day or last night when he had to call Art like super early and wake him up. And he goes, hello. he drags out so long, and it's so good. I'm like, God dang, Chris, that's so good. I can only imagine Art at his peak when he's rich and when the jetting's just right is about 5 PM. You hit that dude at 4 when it's so rich and he's like trying to lean that
trying
thing
to
out.
rev it to make it clear out.
Dude, Chris's version is so good. Hello.
Yeah, the first time I worked with Art, I was an intern. And I remember walking into the kitchen, the break room at Seals Co. And he's sitting there with Bailey. It's the summer of 2000. And they're going over notes. Remember Art's legal yellow pads?
Mm-hmm.
Just stacks of legal yellow pads full of statistics, full of data, full of information. The guy loved to collect data and info. He was, like I said, he was a pro. And they're getting ready to call a race. So this would have been June or July. So pick your race, 2000 summer. That's Ricky Carmichael, and I can't remember who the 125 class would have been. Doesn't matter. I can't remember exactly what stat they were debating, but it had something to do with like first time since Pierre Cars Makers, and I corrected him on like a date.
This is day one.
I'm 20, right? 20, maybe 21. He looks at me. And he's like, young man, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Pretty good.
I think I just like saw myself out of the room, right?
Just slinked out of there.
Just
back.
hoped he forgot you till you came back to work next time.
Hey, Mr. Hart.
I just started here. Today's my first day.
Wow.
Let's try this again.
But I was young and dumb and just wanted to, I mean, more than anything, I just wanted to be part of the conversation. And the only way I guess I saw it to be a part of it was to correct
Art Eckman.
Yeah.
Everybody just stops crickets. Like,
Do you see the 7 feet of yellow legal pads I'm sitting against here?
I swear it was like that. They look over at me and up, because they were sitting at this table, and I was like, I'll be gone now, sir.
don't you dare correct me without a yellow pad.
Wow.
But yeah, 3 or 4 years later, we did his like a retirement show, if you will. Even though he didn't retire, he was done. You know, he no longer had the Supercross gig, motocross. He was done calling. You know, Ricky Carmichael wins. We did like a 2-part episode on him for Moto World. Dave Reef interviewed him and brought him back to the desk, right? Did some legendary calls, and I am absolutely kicking myself for not like keeping a copy of that show just so I can, you know, listen to that interview again, which would help greatly with telling these stories. But I might butcher this, but the story I remember him telling for how he got involved in the sport, Kevin, maybe you remember this one. Remember something called goalpost jumps?
Yes, the Coca-Cola catapult.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Yes,
In
absolutely.
Atlanta.
was-
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Pibb,
Yeah,
Coca-Cola
so
catapult.
this would have been in Atlanta. It probably would have been very late 70s, early 80s.
For sure.
And or maybe this was how he got the job in Atlanta.
Oh, some DJ
I think
jumped
that's
it.
what it was.
Yeah, well, the DJ
I remember
Yeah,
the
jumped it.
96 Rock.
Yes.
Someone, well, it was someone at the TV station was like, "That's easy. That's no problem at all.
Okay.
I can do that." And the guy basically got laughed out of town after that. I got let go from Channel 11. This is the way I remember
You're
it. And
fired.
They got Art Eckman got called in. The guy just like completely embarrassed himself or something. And that's how Art Eckman wound up in Atlanta. At least that's the story I remember him telling.
That, I mean, it seems like it makes sense. Like he was at TV and this guy said, "Well, that's easy." Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
not
Wow.
easy.
Yeah. It was
But this guy's moved around a lot, right? I mean, he graduated. He went to Washington State University. His first job was in Portland as the sports director for a television station. It's 1965, 66. Winds up down in San Diego with the NBA team. Followed that NBA team to Houston to San Francisco to Oakland. Again, he worked with the Raiders and all the teams there in Oakland, and then Oakland to Atlanta.
Amazing,
Unbelievable.
dude. Amazing.
And for us, as kids, he was, you know, it was royalty. I mean, you know, because at that time, the people at your local news, they were like
it's a big deal.
They were like in your life. You know what I mean? Like every day.
We didn't have ESPN. We have we have 5. What? 36, 46, 17. I don't think 36 was
How
there.
about 2,
2,
5, and 11?
2, 5, and 11.
46 and 17. So we had 5
And
channels.
so yeah, he's like Atlanta
guy.
royalty.
Yes.
And
Monica
then,
Kaufman, Art Eckman, Ken Cook, Guy Sharp.
Yeah. And we're like, oh my God, it's Art Eckman, this guy Sharp, that's Ken Cook. And then Art
And he's
Eckman.
the sports guy, so he's the ultra cool guy.
Yeah,
obviously.
super cool guy. And then he transfers over into our favorite sport, which is the greatest sport in the world. You're
how
like,
did this even happen?
oh my God, he
With
is
the
the
smoothest
god.
vocals known to man.
Yeah.
So.
You know what's cool though? I woke up this morning and again, like I wasn't like super, super close to Art, but I got to work with him for many years. I called on him many times to voice over things long after he had kind of retired from that side of things. And I had been in a funk all day. I didn't get shit done today. Like I'm not like emotional, like I lost a best friend, like, you know, David Bailey or probably even Davey Coombs, who were very close with Art, Dan Walsh, Scotty Mack, you know, I mean, those guys are really close to Art. But I have been in a funk and I really can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's because, you know, in this sport, we haven't had to deal with a whole lot of loss.
No, it's a new
It
sport
was
to
a
where
young sport.
I mean, yeah. Like we have lost Marty Smith, we lost Brian Swink, we have lost Mike Bell, we have lost some legends. But I mean, Roger DeCoster's still alive, John Penton's still alive.
Barry Higgins is going to outlive every damn one of us.
Barry Higgins is going to outlive all of us. You know, the vast majority of our champions
still there.
are still alive.
That's a great point.
The vast majority of our legends are still there. And losing Art, I don't know, maybe it's because like I wanted to be Art Eckman when I was young. You know, I looked up to Larry Huffman and Larry Myers and Dave Destain. Like those are my guys. I wasn't gonna be Jeremy McGrath. You know, I got my ass kicked by Ricky Carmichael every August, so I knew like that wasn't gonna work out. You know, I wanted to be a storyteller like these guys. And I was also thinking nobody is celebrating Art harder than we are. Like he was ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NFL fans aren't going, oh, Art Eckman died. Find me some tributes from like Oakland Raiders fans. Well, I guess the Las Vegas Raiders fans now, but
It's not happening.
baseball fans aren't mourning the loss of Art Eckman. The Olympics isn't mourning the loss of Art Eckman, but motocross is.
Well, and it's
This is a huge loss for us.
It's a small market with a huge loss. You know what I mean? By comparison, I mean it's not small.
Well, here's the thing, and I thought about that while I'm mowing the grass today. When I'm watching college football,
What are you doing mowing the grass?
I did. I mowed my entire yard. I
What's
did-
what was your
Christina
wife
doing?
doing?
My wife normally mows the grass, and she couldn't do it, so I had to actually
Good
step up and
Lord, you
and
mowed your own grass.
provide for this family. It's a push mow. It's about an acre and a half. So
Oh, yeah, okay, sure. It goes like 700 feet that way.
all right, whatever. So
We've
anyway,
lost all respect for you now.
so I'm mowing grass. But anyway, so long story short, if you watch basketball, how many announcers are there? There's freaking
thousands.
10 of them. There's 10 guys I can name. There's 10 NFL guys, college, whatever. Dude, we got one. It's not the SEC, the ACC. We have one. It's the motocross.
Yeah.
It's Supercross.
They have more guys on one
Game.
game or
There's 5
one
guys.
football like the Fox NFL Sunday
Monday
or
Night
whatever.
Football.
They have more guys
There's
on
7
that
people on that
cast
team.
Than
than
we
we've
have in the
ever had
history of the
history of
sport.
Supercross.
Right. So that's
announcers.
why,
Yeah.
BJ, that is why it's so like there's on one hand, I can tell you every announcer for the last 50 years,
Yeah.
40 years. So that's why it means something.
Yeah.
He was the guy.
Yeah.
There's nobody else.
Yeah, I mean, to say he was the voice of the sport, that's not cliche. That's
No,
that's true.
and it is like for however long. If the NFL said, all right, every game has to be John Madden and Howard Cosell or whatever,
Yeah.
every one of them, then we'd all like, oh my God. Like,
They would be epic, yeah.
You know,
and they were still epic. So this guy would have, and he was good in that field. So obviously he's going to crush it here.
yeah. You know, I don't know if you guys saw it today, but one of the best posts I saw on Art Eckman today was Randy Richardson's post. Did you see that?
No, but I can only imagine.
Yes, I did.
He said that Art Eckman called his name one time, and he said he had the call, and I forgot it was like Mike Brown and Pishon pull, or go out front, and he said, and there was another guy with him. I can't remember the other guy's name, so I'm sure I'm butchering this, but he was like, and Richardson's off the track in the first.
It was a low shot of the start from the outside, and Art makes the call. The camera pans down the start, and Randy Richardson and some other guy go off the track.
And
The
he
camera
calls it.
hangs there, right? Art can see because Art's probably up in the booth, so he sees Mike Brown with a whole shot, and Richardson is tied up in the hay bales.
That's so good.
That is epic right there.
I just said, man, I'm like, you hang your hat on that, man. You take that
Dude.
one all the way to the bank.
My buddy J-Rod, who I think you guys all know, J-Rod, he said he ran into Art at a bar after the New Orleans Supercross, and he goes, dude, will you just say this? So J-Rod is with his buddy Farley, and he goes, will you just say what I want you to say? And then he goes, J-Rod and Farley are going from bar to bar here in New Orleans. I'm like, come on, dude.
He needs that as his voicemail, man. He should have recorded
Dude.
that.
We got to do the bar to bar tour. We got to make this happen, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
at every race. The bar to bar tour.
We'll have a bar. Hey, we could rent out that track we were talking about. Had a bar to bar event there
Bar to
for
bar.
because on his for the charity that they had on his.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
The
Looking
bar to
for
bar.
donations.
Art loved to make fun of himself too, which is, I love that about him also. Very, a lot of humility. He liked to joke that he invented the 60-yard line. Very early in his
Right.
career, he was calling a football game, and there was like a return for a touchdown.
The
And
40,
he's
the
like, he could go all the way. He's at the 40, the 45, the 50, the 55, the 60. He
Oh,
goes,
shit.
and it was just silent.
That's
It was
happened.
just
That's happened.
silence, and he goes, touchdown.
I could just picture him doing it, like all slicked up with his jacket on, drinking a cup of coffee, like not even looking at the field. He's at the 45. He's at the 50. He's
not even.
looking-
Oh,
not even.
damn
He's
it.
like looks over. And he's like,
Art.
Should have
It's-
been looking
it
at those
stops at the
numbers.
50. One of my favorite memories about Art, and this is like something we always just kind of busted on him before. Like I was listening to, it wasn't Moto Radio, but whatever it was with before Wygant and Jim Holly, like the pre-show, whatever the internet broadcast. I would sit with my dial-up, whatever.
Yeah.
And this is I don't know, 99. No, it was 2000. Jeremy, I noticed you are in excellent shape. I noticed you with your shirt off today. I was like, damn, Art. Like, I know what he's trying to get
Your
at,
skin was
but
glistening.
he described Jeremy. I noticed you're in peak physical condition today. I'm like, whoa, all right. Well, thanks for painting that picture back for me back in Paulding County on my dial up. I'm listening at like 1 a.m, waiting for this race. So
I remember you and I having a conversation about that then. Like back then. Like,
did you hear Art? Like
He's very into Jeremy.
like he's winning a bunch, so I get it. But this is about the time Ricky was about to change all that.
Yeah.
How did you meet Art? What's your Art story?
He would never. I've never really got to hang out with him, honestly.
Didn't he come into the DMXS once with Bailey? Didn't you guys do a segment with him?
No, never did. Love to say I did, but no. No, and I always thought, like, man, we should be running around and hanging out like we're from Atlanta. But he's like, well, his level is so much higher. Like, we're DMXS, we're cool. He should come over here. Like, why is he not just come have a
doesn't he
cocktail
just
with
stop
us?
by on the
Eat
way
some
home?
Mexican with us, bro. Like,
but for you, though, I mean, in the same way with us, because he was our local newscaster, you figured he was from Atlanta.
right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you figured that he was an Atlanta
Yeah.
guy, but he wasn't really from here. I mean, he didn't have any tie to Lithia Springs High School with you. And
Which is weird because it
Got
seems like
homecomings this weekend. Where you at, Art? What's up, man?
I don't want to make you feel bad, but I'm sure he would have come in.
Oh, that does
That's,
suck.
yeah, way to make it sting.
yeah,
Yeah, knowing he was a
Sorry.
professor right down the road at KSU, I'm an idiot for not ever really. I think we had him on the show maybe one time, and that is stupid on my part and I've never had Dave Despain, and I will fix that. And I've had Larry on one time, I think, but they feel so like, dude, why am I on this? Like, this is weird. Is this a gag? Like, no, man. Like, there's still a whole segment of this population that loves it. You like, how old is Larry? He can't be much older than Art.
He's got to be 80 now. Here, let's look it up.
Yeah, so Art was older than him.
I got sent to KTM to go. My directive was to go hang out with John Fenton, and I realized, oh yeah, Larry's up here. 'Cause Larry is now full time in Ohio, and
How old is
I
John
went to
Fenton?
Lake Erie.
200.
He's
He's
old.
98.
Yeah, John Penn
I was
was
going to
old.
say, like,
Shouldn't
he
be
was old
Christmas.
when I was a kid.
Brett, what year was this assignment to hang with John Penn? I mean, how many years ago?
Just two years ago.
Oh, wow.
He was a young
I went.
96.
So, anyways, I made a detour to go see Larry.
Yeah.
And we just sat outside of his home. He lives one of his home. He's got a condo in like Amherst or something, and in the summers he stays in a little community that's like on Lake Erie. And we just sat in the grass and watched ships go by in Lake
That's
Erie
cool.
and drank iced tea. And he probably just insulted me the whole time. 'Cause that's
Did he
how Larry
really?
is.
That's so good.
Solid.
Yeah, you remember working with Larry, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just
I remember Brad
constant comedy
Majewski.
and insults.
Brad
Tell the
Majewski.
story. Tell the story.
Yeah, so there's two stories with Larry Myers. You bring me and him in together. He goes, I'm going to bring you in just to see what the chemistry's like. So he goes, you guys are about to call, so we're green screening. It's me and Larry, like some microphones in a studio.
Did you have a sport jacket?
I did not. I should have because Larry was probably dressed to the nines with
Yeah.
his creamy white Velcro shoes. He always had creamy white shoes.
No,
Creamy white.
They were so creamy. But so he brings us in and he goes, all right, so we're going to just come up with a fake sport and you guys just go with it. I'm Larry Myers here with the Finger Flicking Football Championships. It was a paper football, finger flicking football championships. And Tom Jones is whatever he goes into it. I'm like, Larry, these guys are some of the best in the country and we're excited to be here and flicking in Ohio or whatever the hell we came up with. So
Yeah.
it was a dumb little.
So you got to like go toe to toe
Oh,
with
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Ah,
I mean,
that's
he was
cool.
way better than I was. I'm like, damn, it was Larry Myers. I'm like dorking out. Probably like Weege and Art Eckman. Like that would have
Yeah.
been a lateral move for me. So I get the gig. I don't know why y'all, like, I guess $100 a show was a reasonable salary.
Buku Arena Cross.
Yes, Buku Arena Cross. So we get to sit in this little tiny booth. I mean, shoulder to shoulder. Literally just a
Creamy
tiny,
shoes
creamy
to-
shoes that glow in the dark, a screen, headphones like this, and with a microphone, and that was it, man. You just sit there and you call the race. And Larry would go, Kevin, in your experience, I'm like Weege, I'm like, in my experience, I've never been on that kind of track ever because I suck. But hey, man, I'll tell you what I'm thinking.
You didn't revert to like some KD80 stories about how good you were?
Yes, for sure.
But you break down and explain how to kickstart a bike. I've kickstarted lots of bikes.
Yeah, because I jumped lots of jumps. I rolled the backsides of all of them. But anyway, his way of getting out of a segment, if he messed something up, was to just cuss like a sailor.
What?
Yeah, you just make sure they don't use it like, fuck this.
Oh, that way. Yeah.
Fuck that. That's stupid. So we get to this
We're going to
point.
cut.
So it's Brad Majewski. It's Modjewsk, the symbol for boron, a color orange, like all kind of, it's so hard to read.
Symbol for boron. That was in the spelling of his name.
So we get to this point. He goes in, running in the number
That
3.
was a good one.
He's wrapping up and finishing in the number 3 spot. He goes, Brad, who the fuck is this guy? So I'm like, so we can do this? We can
No.
that?
Hey, guys, small detail. He goes, Brad It's almost like that scene from Office Space. He goes, and it's Brad whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah. And cut.
It's over. We're not using that segment.
Yeah, so that was my Art Eckman, like all-time favorite, one of my favorite announcers. I'll put him up. Him and Art can just slug it out as long as they want.
Yeah.
They were so damn money, and that dude was so damn.
My goodness. Kevin,
Go ahead.
if you have your phone next to you, check the photo I just sent you. So to answer the question, how
Oh, I just hung up on this idiot. What a dipshit.
Man, I can't be hitting my text message.
If you've got your phone and know how to work it,
Hang up on me.
Look at this picture.
Hey, Kevin, pick up your phone and hang up on me.
You don't have the right data plan to get pictures and talk on the phone at the same time.
No,
Tell him you had to hang up because you don't want to use
I'm
too
an
many
idiot.
minutes.
Kevin doesn't have the
wait,
right.
you called me.
hell yes.
This whole podcast is
God,
running through
dude,
your flip phone.
Yes.
Yeah, Kevin's
It's on his
still-
flip phone.
Don't, if you send Kevin every time you send him a picture, it hangs it up. he's on
Everybody at home to see that.
he's on the older data plan.
Let me see that picture. That is
Look at Larry
classic,
Myers.
son.
He looks like a principal of some school. In
Oh, he's
Schenectady.
easily at an
He kind of looks
assembly.
like
Yes.
he kind of looks like the Wolfman and Donna.
He does.
Yeah.
Dude,
Ask for the wolf.
he is what that
What
man
is
is doing right there is holding court at some AMA banquet, and he's probably got 3 bourbons in him, and he is just feeling it. Dude, he had probably the most charisma of any human I've ever run across.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
like seriously.
So he's 80. He's 84 years old. To answer the question from earlier.
All right, we've got to get him on.
Hey, circling back to the John Penton thing, though, like, what did you do with him that day? You stopped by to see him?
I've had many encounters with John Penton.
But at 96, so if that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I
He's still
spent a couple
sharp.
days with him. Jack
Jack Penton.
took me around, gave me the Penton tour. Just saw Jack last weekend. He was here in Baltimore. We sat with John, and went to lunch and just riffing. Sat in the backyard, watched the sun go down. The next morning, though, I had some more questions for him, and so many of these stories they're starting to get lost, right? And that's why I was asked to go hang out with him. We're sitting there on the porch swing, and the tape recorder's running, and we're swinging back and forth. And he's just like, I asked him a question, and he sat there in silence for a second. I think he swatted a fly away that was on his knee, and he goes, I got to get out of here. I think I'm going to go inside now. He was just tired. He was just like worn out. Like he's like, I really thank you for coming yesterday and spending some time with me. Rewind to 2014. I drove 6 hours to go interview him for a story that was specifically about his transcontinental ride. That dude rode from the Western Union office in downtown Manhattan all the way to the Western Union office in downtown LA in some absurd
Yes, where you knew
time
he
of,
didn't
like,
sleep, right?
58 hours. He slept 45 minutes somewhere in Arizona.
Like us at
And
Mid-Ohio.
I was writing a story just about that ride. Like, I was naive enough to think that I was going to get more information out of him than had already been printed many decades earlier. Like, I just wanted details. But the reality is, you've got to be a damn kook to do that, right? Like you've got to be crazy.
A little bit.
And
yeah.
so you've got to black out. There's not, you know, I don't know why I thought I was going to find, he's like, I remember stopping at a gas station and a sandwich and, you know,
I fought 3 guys.
You know, there just wasn't a whole lot to tell, but I'd have to go back and reread the story to refresh my brain of like what I did discuss in there. But there was, so I drove 6 hours to be there. And like after 90 minutes of talking, he just like,
I gotta
like,
go,
so this
man.
is a pattern. Seriously, this is a pattern. I'm sitting there with him and his wife. We're at their little kitchen table. And he goes, I think like I'd ask, I was still like in the middle of my questions. He goes, like that sound, he hits the table and he goes, whoa, I got a tax problem I got to go handle down at the county courthouse.
Dang.
It's been real fine talking to you. It's like, okay. He was like 89 years old at the time.
Wow.
He's like, I'm out of here. And he gets in his little orange truck and away he goes. But this is funny. Same interview, a little bit earlier. I had said, oh, I have that in the truck. Let me go show that to you. And I got the tape recorder sitting there running on the kitchen table. And so I go out and to get whatever it was I wanted to show him out of the truck. When I got home and listened to the tape, I get to that point where I leave the room and I hear his wife go, who is this guy? And he goes, he's a writer. And he's a journalist. He writes about motorcycles. And his wife, I think her name is Donna. Forgive me if I'm getting that wrong. He goes, he's awful young, isn't he? He goes, he's a magazine writer. That's what they look like.
God,
Wow,
great.
that's so good.
Off the record with John Penn, right?
Yeah.
That's very pretty tame. That could have been a lot worse.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
What a little shit.
They were so kind, right?
Yeah.
That's like keeping a voice message from Art Eckman. Like that piece of audio is something like hopefully I'll always have. You know, that's pretty special. Even the one with sitting with John on his porch swing when he's like, I got to get out of here. I'm like, wow, that could mean a lot of different things. Like, holy cow. And not long after, because one of the troubling, that you could take that the wrong way, but John was sitting there watching a whole lot of Fox News all day long at that point in his life. This is 2 years ago. Like, that's not healthy for anyone. Like, watching TV all day long.
No,
right?
not CNN, not either side. No, you can't do it.
You shouldn't watch
Yeah. You know, and Jack was telling me, like, yeah, this is what he does now. And like he springs up from that and gives me a whole tour of the house, right? And so this is another reason why he was just exhausted the next day. Not long after that visit, he goes into a home, not hospice. No, I mean John's still kicking. He is like within a month, he's fully running court. Like he's thriving because he's around people again. That's what he needed, right? Even though his daughter was coming over every day, taking care of him. He's going to the gym, doing his exercises. Jack was nearby. Like he needed to be around people constantly because John Penton has never not been around people. That's why you would see him at the KTM headquarters in Amherst every single day, walking around with his wife. You know, but when his wife passed away, like he just lost a lot of those habits and routines. And, you know, I mean, he was married to her since the 1950s. So, you know, you lose your partner like that. It's, you know, and I feel for Art's wife, right? They've been together for, I think, 50 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to her because there's a big hole in her life right now.
For sure. You've been fortunate to spend some time with the legends and really get to know them, man. It's cool.
Well, and I'm thankful we have.
Don't take it for granted.
No, and you do a great job of articulating and telling these stories.
For sure.
And there's nobody else in our sport doing what you do, so you're laying out a cool legacy. When you die, you'll have some cool stuff packed away. That
I know, Brett, you probably didn't see this, but these guys probably, I don't know if y'all did. Y'all remember going to Barry Higgins' shop?
For sure.
And that Penton, the green Penton KTM he had?
Yeah.
I thought that thing was like that was like the holy grail.
Was it like a 6 days or something? I keep thinking it
like
said
a green
6 days.
I think he drove into Japan and he delivered the nuclear bomb himself.
He's
And then
like,
hauled ass out and outran the
and
bomb.
he outran the splitting of the atoms.
I can do
Yeah.
it, boys.
And that was and it was on that bike, that Penton.
Yes.
It
That's
was
why it's
a-
green. It was white when it started.
Yeah, it was
That's
green.
still the
Is
radiation.
it from the dust?
Yeah,
the
the
radioactive dust.
But it was brand new. And somebody asked me the other day about that bike. Said, "Do you ever see
I
Barry?"
remember it.
And I said, "I haven't seen him in a few years."
That's
I
why
thought-
he's going to live to be 200.
I
That
said, I think-
radiation
yeah.
was...
It preserved his
Yeah, he's
cells.
It's like freaking Spider-Man. He got bit by a radioactive spider. So he got a radioactive tick back then in the woods days.
Yeah,
And then, but they're like, that bike was brand new and Barry wouldn't sell it. It was something crazy back in like 2000. They wanted like 16 grand for it or something. And he was like, "You think Barry still got that old?" I think it was a 200, like a KTM 200.
I have no idea.
It
I
was-
remember the bike.
It
Though.
was green with it. Yeah, that
I can
thing was
picture it.
So cool.
Trelleborg on back.
Trailborg that
Of
still
course.
this survived a nuclear holocaust.
Yes, in Nagasaki.
I talked to Barry this past summer. He's one of the few winners in motocross or supercross, even as little as and I don't say that to be diminutive, or that's not the right word either, but who won a moto in motocross or supercross. We were collecting their birthdays. He's like one of the few born in the 1940s. It's just like a small handful
I
of
don't think
guys who
that's
were
accurate.
born.
I think you meant
You said
1840s.
These clowns say he's
Dude,
173
Dude,
years
David
old.
Iser put out the best tweet ever whenever the Supercross went up to New England, and they had them shooting the cannon off. And he goes, "Man, it was really cool to see them recognize his efforts in the Revolutionary War." They were all dressed up like
Old school soldiers and
1700s,
stuff.
yeah.
We give Barry a hard, not a hard time. It's because it's all out of respect.
Oh,
from here
absolutely.
because, like Art Eckman, because he was our newscaster.
He's our Barry's.
We grew up
the first
around.
fast
I mean, it was
guy.
a little bit of a hotbed for some of that stuff because Barry was like our local hero.
Pepperell, Mass, man. That was
Yeah.
probably like 68.
And he
on
owned the-
Ghost CZ.
local KTM shop.
My
and-
dad and him were friends, and we had a
Their dealerships were a mile apart, right?
not a half
Not
mile.
even.
So
Okay.
we
Oh,
would
yeah.
hang out back and forth, and his son was my friend Joey. So it's just a
Whenever I couldn't walk to your dad's shop, I'd go to Barry's and just hang
Yeah.
around with him and Patty, and they're like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?"
they were
Like,
cool people.
I'll never forget his wife Patty gave me the first, like I'd broken a perch, like a clutch perch or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they didn't have it at your dad's shop. So I walk over, I take the mile walk.
Put
I
more
go-
miles on the shoes.
Yep, on the Pro Kids. I walk
Tracks.
over to there, and his wife was the first one. She's like, "Well, you're breaking it because it's got those old pot metal bolts in it. Let me get you a forged bolt."
That sounds like somebody from KTM.
Totally.
Yeah, and she got me like forged. I was like, "Yeah,
All right.
kick
I
ass."
got some trick parts.
Known
on my
for
bike.
durability, man, for
That's
sure.
right.
Yeah.
There's different kind of metals, and like,
Yeah,
What
there
have I been
is.
doing, man?
yeah.
Cast pot metal.
And I would brag about that to everybody. Oh, I got
Works perch.
I
here.
know about.
Hey, Brett, how many 400 times do you think I read that PW50 story? I mean, that was
Dude, I tell that story when I'm announcing. When people, because they don't know, the people that are involved watching that race, they don't know the story behind this thing. And I constantly try to remind them,
Refer
like,
to
man, if you
that
want to hear
story.
about why this thing is a thing,
I
Go
mean,
check it
I
out. It's a
kept
great
reading
story.
it. It was not only about the bike, but the business strategy behind the bike, and just
how they're it's not going to sell, and like they
Yes.
crush the goals. Like, yeah,
that was a good one, man.
Uh,
I'm
to-
seriously read it
to
over
find
and
the-
over.
Thank you. And for context, at wewentfast.com, we did a history of the PW50 a few years ago. Ended up becoming a movie where I taught my daughter how to ride a bike that we had restored.
Yeah. So
Little
was
Giant,
that the real bike?
PW50
Was that
story.
yours, or was that a?
It was the same model year, but I have
Okay.
no idea where my bike ended
Okay.
up because we sold it.
Yeah.
But the story is called Little Giant, the PW50 story. It's available on a podcast at We Went Fast. It's available on wewentfast.com. And then if you want to see the movie, go to YouTube, Little Giant, the PW50 story.
Yeah.
We'll get you.
It's
right
cool.
to
It hooks you. I never had a PW, but I sit there and read that as if, hanging, because really you've seen a million PWs in your life. I mean, the kid at Paradise that wouldn't let off in the pits and he hung that easy up tie down strap and flipped that easy
Oh
up
my
across.
God.
It went flying and landed on a 4Runner, 50 feet away. Like there's always, everybody's got a PW story, man, whether it's that or, James Stewart jumping something that a PW shouldn't jump. I can
Correct.
remember, or maybe it was Raynard. One of them had a long travel PW. Might have been Raynard. And jump stuff that you're just like, man, I can't believe
I was
that.
at Mini O's and saw, and they were like, man, this baby chicken guy. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Baby chicken.
First, yeah, I've never seen that before. I'm like, this dude
That
is
was
like,
Stu's first nickname.
yeah,
Baby
baby
chicken.
chicken. That he was scrubbing stuff. I'm like, how? What? I mean, he wasn't scrubbing, but like he was like doing things you shouldn't do at that age to know it, to even do it. It looked so cool. I'm like, this kid is ridiculous. He's 30 minutes old and he's crushing it right now.
That is cool.
Yeah, on the Supercross track. I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
You're talking about that bike was the same year model as yours, but you don't know what happened to yours. I think my dad's 85. And I think he might have actually told Kevin this story last time we were there. We were talking about my Honda 50, my QA50 with the rotating bars and all that stuff.
Fat tires.
And I think, man, I wish I had that bike back so bad. It should never. And so as we go through the story, it always comes back to my dad. Because I remember when my dad brought it home, I can see him pull in. He had a 74 Chevrolet step-side truck with the white roll bar and the white wagon wheels.
Wow.
That Fall Guy package. And so he comes like pulling in. And I remember him telling my mom he paid $65 for it, right? Dang. At work. And then when he tells the story now, he's like, yeah, that thing ran forever. I gave it away to this guy that works for me. So,
Why would you do that?
so, like every time I hear the
could have
story,
kept your
I
first
just
bike.
cringe
Punch you
because
in the
I'm
stomach.
thinking he gave away that bike
gave
that
it
I would pay so much money for now to get my exact bike.
Yeah.
My dad said, hey, I gave away that KD80. I'd be like, good riddance.
No, didn't you hit the other guy head on and the
Yes,
seat
but
flew
like
off
even
and-
still, he put me on a KD80 to begin with. I'm like,
which is child abuse in some
burn that
states.
bitch. Yeah, in Douglas County, that's child abuse.
What's
They should have put you in a
What's a
foster home. then.
KD80?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Look that up, Brett.
It is the.
Can you Google a KD80?
It is the
bro?
Chevette of trying to get laid of motorcycles. You don't get
Like
laid.
a KX80 was a Corvette, and Kevin got a
Yeah,
Kevin
man.
got a Chevette.
It was a square with tires.
It had weird shapes. Like the seat
did
is
not make
really
sense.
long. It has this seat that
It's
goes out
designed-
past the back
It's
fender.
designed for 7 people to ride comfortably.
The only difference between the one Kevin had and the street legal model was the headlight and blinkers. No suspension difference, no seat difference,
yeah,
Wow.
nothing.
no
yeah,
paint
my dad
difference,
owned a Cowie
no
dealership.
tire difference, no fender
Why would you
difference.
do that to me?
Meanwhile, Kyle and Ken
They
are
both
on
got a
cutting
plush
edge KXs.
KX60, a water cooled KX80. My brother was friends with the guys that were inventing the monoshock. They're like, "Hey, ride this," and I'm like, "Why am I on this?"
Why do
Like,
I have to have
literally?
this?
Ray Padgett
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
designing the monoshock, and I'm over here
This is-
dicking around on some bullshit ass.
Kevin
98.
says if you ask a little kid to draw a motorcycle, it looks like a KD80.
correct.
Like triangles and
You know, this-
rectangles.
We call it the gay
This
D80.
is such a This is a Charlie Brown story if I ever.
Oh,
heard
it's
one.
a Charlie Brown
yeah.
motorcycle
It
for
is.
sure.
It's terrible, but the fact
Oh,
that
like you may as well be saying, "I got a rock."
It's the same. He got a
it
rock.
is.
You did get a rock.
But the funny part is my dad owned the highest selling. We got the Shogun Award, most units moved in America. All the Cowie dealerships. My dad was the number 1 dealership in the
number
United
one
States.
selling Cowie
They would
dealer, and he goes,
fly,
you know what's
I'm
not
gonna
moving?
put you on a used, no number plate, bullshit ass KD8.
It didn't have a front number
seriously
plate.
like we
So
you can't
good.
Scrounge
And there's
up.
no way to find a front number plate to at least
No.
make your bike look,
It's awful.
normal.
And Kyle and Ken both had bitchin' ass, full blown, fresh ass KX.
it's child abuse.
If
dude.
you all didn't resemble one another so much, that would be enough to guarantee that you were adopted.
Right.
Yeah, we
You
can
would
tell
think.
you're
Like
related.
if you didn't look, if you guys didn't
I
look
hate
alike,
that one we adopted. Give him a KD80.
He'll die eventually.
Terrible, man.
But I did have an Italojet. My first motorcycle was an Italojet, which is probably the dopest
the
ass
dopest
first
little
one
mini
you can
bike.
get. It was
yeah.
cool. I don't know how we ran across that, but then Kyle got a JR50. So
they were like, times are getting tough back in the 70s.
we got to go with the KD80,
We're like,
brother.
I don't know that we can feed all 3 of these boys.
Yeah.
He said, I know how we fix this.
I'll tell you how we save some major coin.
I'm going to get him a KD80 and Before long, we'll only have to buy
It's
groceries
not
for
even
2.
XR, like in the hierarchy of
Yeah, XRs were
those are
bad
cool.
little mini bikes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You're like, whatever. It's a KD80. It is a lawnmower. Like, I don't know. It's a riding mower.
Brett, will you promise when Kevin's 98 and he's about to go in the nursing home and stuff?
Brad, let me tell you about the time
Will
I
you
got
ride down here and interview him, please?
The gate.
Yeah,
He's already done it.
I will bring a KD80.
No,
So
get
glad I
that
know
thing
the
out. He
sound.
rolled up on a
He'd be
KD80.
mad. He'll be like hitting you with his cane
It
and
is
stuff.
over. This interview is
He don't want the
over.
ladies up there at assisted living to
You
know.
can't come
that-
in here knowing I was on a KD80.
knowing he rode Katie, because he been telling them how awesome he was, and now here you show up with
He
this.
this is his
relic.
first bike ever.
How's things going at the home? Well, I've been on a dry spell since that KD80
Since-
story.
Brett Smith brought the dang KD80 to the nursing home.
So
Killed
this
my
is the
game.
gist of the show. We get off in the weeds a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah. Hey, one more thing, Brett. What about those? How difficult is it for you when you read out your stories and I listen to them when I'm driving. So how difficult is that? Is it like, because you went through the process of the research and then you wrote it and then now we're just going to read it out loud and try not to sound boring, because it's not. But like your mind has to be kind of done with it by the time you're recording it to audio, right? Or no?
Well, yeah, but it's a performance, right?
Yeah.
You
okay.
know, what is Kevin and Wes Kane and, you know, guys who do what they do in the announce tower, they're not just talking all day long.
They're always
I mean, they
performing.
are, right? That's what we hear. Our understanding of, well, that's pretty easy.
That's
Just
a good way to
gotta
put it.
talk about moto, right? That's no big deal. No, it's a performance. Like, those dudes are smoked at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You're performing.
That's a good point.
It's not as easy as it seems. Same thing here. Like a 1 hour long read about dirt bikes could be pretty damn boring if you just read off the page.
It never comes
you know?
across that way. So
No.
that's a good way to put it. It's a performance. Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, everything I do, I think of what I want to bring value to the reader, listener, watcher, viewer. You know, I think about that constantly. You know, I want everybody to get a return out of it. So I try to, you know, I keep that in mind before I start any project. Like, where's the value here? I don't need to write another race recap 3 days after the event. I think everyone has gotten the point by then. So, you know, I'm just using that as a metaphor. You know, I'm not just going to put content out there for the sake of having a fresh link to click on at wewentfast.com. Like, it's got to be good and of value, because you're taking up, people only have so much time, right? We're all competing for people's attention, you know?
Sure.
So make it good or don't do it at all.
Yeah, that's
Make it
why I
worth
like,
people's time.
out of respect for people that do what you do, and I mean the announcers, the Art Eckmans of the world. When I'm scrolling through something, I see a 80s KX 125, and I stop on it, you know, and the sound's up, and it goes, the 1986 KX 125. I immediately I'm off of it. You know, you got that damn AI reading that.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
CR,
Yeah, then there's
the
the
CR
authenticity
250. Yeah, I'm like, give me a break.
Yeah.
Anger.
Yeah. I go beat up a robot immediately.
Yeah.
I go kick the
So
shit out of my
that's why I
Roomba.
felt that's why I felt
I run
bad at the
downstairs and
beginning
kick
of
the
show.
shit out of him. I'm like, you damn Roomba, you're ruining motocross. And I kick my Roomba.
Roombas they have
You
ruined.
iRobot bitch ass. I'll kill you.
I love my Roomba. We
Thank
we
you.
named
I
him
mean,
Kurt.
somebody's got to take up for it.
Yeah, we have ours too. That thing is my favorite. Probably, no, not probably, hands down. If I get a Roomba that will cut my grass, which they're coming.
They have 'em.
They have them, and they're getting cheaper and
No,
cheaper.
they have them.
You
Yeah,
love
they
it now. Wait till
Yeah.
it starts reading your stories.
Yeah, you're all
That's the
supporting the technology.
PW50.
Wait till you go in, walk in your bedroom, your Roomba's in the bed smoking a cigarette next to you.
Oh. All right.
That's what happened to me.
No.
I don't want to bring my stories
Well,
into this thing,
This
but
just got really personal.
Not
for
that,
me.
Brett, you know, yeah.
yeah,
Nick's got a little
not that
bit
I
of-
know that anybody that's ever happened to, like me.
Like me.
Sorry.
Out of here, Roomba.
Yeah. So
Hey,
It's not cool.
Brett, is there one story? You know, you have so much interesting stuff that's always like you said, it's not reading a race report 3 days after the race, but is there one that is like kind of your favorite or you're most proud of?
Yeah, the next one.
Ah, is that how it
Way to
always is?
sell it, brother. Way
It's
to sell it.
always the next
No,
one, or
you-
just this time?
You
Gotta
kind of
look
you kind
forward.
of told me what you've got on the coming down the pipe. Can you talk about what's coming, like in terms of gathering all this data for races and riders and finishes and all that? Are you ready to divulge what you're doing there?
Please get on the We Went Fast newsletter list. wewentfast.com/subscribe. That's where we will be announcing, our next project. My business partner Clinton Fowler, you might know him as Fowler
Fowler's
Facts, 3 Laps
Facts,
Down on Instagram.
Yep.
He's in the booth with Ricky Lee, Wygant, Stu. He's been providing data and analytics to the broadcast crew, and we want to make that available to the public. Right? I mean, it's good info. I think people want a 2-screen experience. Sports analytics studies done by Deloitte say that Gen Z, Gen Y, they want more information during their sports experiences. They want to get data, analytics, statistics. And so we're going to turn what Clinton is already doing into a product for the community to experience during the races.
I got a
Exciting.
question that's different a little. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got obviously
I mean,
a historian, right? I mean, you know it. You've got that, like all the analytics. What would you like if they put you in charge right now? Like right now, you're in charge. You're in control of all motocross. What would you do to grow it and make it more mainstream and popular, based on the history and the ebbs and flows of
4 strokes, 2 strokes, electric bikes, how we broadcast, how we race.
through the recessions, money, everything?
That's like the most loaded question, right? Like I can't
without offending anybody.
Right.
I can tell you what we want to do and what we believe in now. I can't tell you what should have been done, decisions that were made, and I could have done that better. That's Monday morning quarterbacking, and that's not fair to anyone.
No, not going backwards, but just forward. Like if you had to do something tomorrow.
Yeah, because they made decisions based on policies and government and what was allowed, and so I get that. But like how to make it better, how to make it more attainable for the common guy to go race a dirt bike.
I mean, our mission statement is better stories equal to better sport. We believe that putting out, just like we were saying, like giving everyone some value, and we believe that telling better stories will lead to a better sport. I'd like to stop short of, using the cliche that everyone wants, which is grow the sport. Well, of course we all want that. That's a great goal. Well, what's the process? What's the system that we're going to put in place to make that happen? And that's a pretty generic goal to have, right? Because you can't achieve that with, by turning one dial or changing one thing or changing one regulation or rule in the racing. I mean, that's a lot of different things that need to happen. And the one thing that we want to do is just tell better sports. We want to, better stories equals a better sport refers to our system of providing more information, more insight, more analytics, because we believe that more data, more info leads to more ideas. What happens when you have more ideas? It leads to more people having more conversations. More conversations leads to the ultimate goal of getting more enthusiasts. That's what we need, right?
For sure.
To grow the sport, which we hear incessantly, you need more people interested in the sport first. Interest and enthusiasm. Hopefully that comes down the funnel to that person buying a bike. And, even though I love my 2-stroke, I don't take the Charlton Heston approach of, out of my cold dead hands. Like you'll never hear me like rail against
I'll never ride
electric
one of these
bikes.
damn electric.
I'm like, you know what? No one's trying to take your 2-stroke away.
Cold
right?
damn.
Like,
Barry Higgins, by
yeah,
God, you.
if Yamaha and KTM stop making 2-strokes, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Gonna be honest with you.
Tell me
that
that
would
when
really
you
suck.
walk in
I
the
mean,
bedroom and you see your KX125 smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. Exactly. Not that he would know.
But you know,
Damn,
if
Nick.
there are more choices out there, if having electric bikes it just is a part of the industry leads to someone that maybe never would have bought a bike because it logistically wasn't even possible for them getting into the sport, that's a win.
Oh,
You know,
sure.
I live in a neighborhood where I can't go riding. There's nowhere to ride around here. I mean, even having an electric bike, I still don't really have anywhere to ride.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult.
Well,
You
you-
know? I
you
mean, there's
live
a
in-
museum here in Baltimore. I live in Baltimore. There's a really rad museum, which is why I ran into Warren Reed and Jack Benton this weekend. There was a District 7 reunion. Guys and gals who raced 70s and 80s. They're it's like a specific sector of the District 7 alumni group. And there's a museum down there. It's basically a private collection of a bunch of guys. The building manager is allowed to use like 3 rooms in this building in downtown Baltimore. It's an old broom factory, and they have one room that's basically an ode to Maryland motocross.
Wow.
And
That's
there's a
badass.
mural on the wall of the state of Maryland, and all the counties are colored in, and it has all the riding areas that used to be. So it's like super sad, right?
It's
like,
sad,
oh,
but
man.
it's cool, right?
A Quasco, where I think the Norfolks were involved in that track.
The hotbed of racing.
Antietam. Budds Creek is probably not on the map because it's still active, but yeah, all the tracks that used to be, all the popular riding areas that used to be.
Well, Baltimore is the home of the 12 o'clock boys. We know if you want to ride there, you just ride straight downtown, right?
There better be a bike sitting in there 12 o'clock.
Yeah. Baltimore has a rich motorcycle history. Gary Nixon's race shop is just north of where I live now. All the triumphs in the country used to come to the port of Baltimore. John Penton used to hit the Pentons up at the port of Baltimore. And there's a big flat track rich history in this region. The Barbara Fritchie Classic is 102 years old now. It's like the oldest flat track race. The continuous running flat track race.
Barry raced that
He
as
raced
a
all the-
49-year-old man.
He won the
was
first.
vet
He won the
Barry
first
raced
state
the
race.
first-
as a vet.
In a vet
Yes.
class.
He was already retired by
So
then.
dumb. Hey, one thing, Brett, like you're answering that question of how to grow the sport. I think what you're doing by providing more information will help grow the sport, because how many years did we hear the red fender of the Honda, slicing through the yellow whatever Suzuki? It's like, come on. We don't always have to pander to these the first time viewer. But
they
even
do, man.
first time viewers would love to know that, hey man, this guy won 4 championships, or he won 4 races.
Well, guess
or-
what? Yamahas aren't blue anymore. Like, they kind of do what they want to do for the team,
Yeah.
and whatever. So you
Now they got
kinda
the
gotta-
retro
Yeah, you got to
450,
throw that out the
250.
window. Hey, so when I think of like a boom in the sport, I think of what Bruce Brown did when I went to a drive-in, when land was wide open, when regulations were few. I think that was a different time. Like, that exploded the
ride
motorcycle
anywhere.
scene. So I think what the electric motorcycle can do is create another boom of urban whatever, that if they start there and then
Creek Parkway.
eventually they will find themselves on a motocross track. So, embrace the electricity at some point.
I think, and it's also a conversation that Kevin and I had a few years ago before electric motorcycles. We talked about, people need to go buy a motorcycle they can ride, not a 450
Fire breathing.
for a beginner, fire breathing.
Yeah, this is like something, like I just thought of this the other day, like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, in dirt track, you start at the most basic of cars and work your way up to faster and more sophisticated cars, excuse
Yeah,
me.
like
Whereas, dude,
go-karts
if you go to the freewheeling Honda, you go, I want the biggest, baddest sumbitch you can buy. Like, you can literally do that, and it blows my mind.
and just
like,
show up for $25.
and go
You're
race this.
saying, yeah, you should be good. Go ahead.
What's
sign the
just
waiver.
shy of racing a Supercross race in.
Yeah.
And we've not done a good job, in my opinion. I'm a promoter, so I'll say this. I've not done a good enough job of making bomber bikes, not as fast motorcycles, cheaper motorcycles, cool. Like, they're doing it now because 2-strokes, vintage stuff is now the cool
popular.
thing. So
Yeah.
kudos to everybody for making that happen. But as a promoter, I did not emphasize that enough. And like, dude, you're cool in blue jeans. Absolutely come out here and race,
Yeah,
please. On that
and
old ass motorcycle, it's awesome.
An electric bike will do that because
You can tone
you
it
could
back.
set it from 10 horsepower to,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The
Like,
10 horse C class. Here we go, boys. Let
Yeah.
her rip.
yeah, you could do it
I don't
in a
know.
way that,
I think-
because we even talked about, I remember having a conversation years ago where like, they should sell a frame, like a 125, but it, with an 85
accept some
motor.
motors.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you could just,
Yeah.
when you got ready to upgrade, you just buy another,
It's the only
buy a
sport where I
125
know
or
I
buy
can just-
250
Yeah,
and change it. Everything's interchangeable, so you could grow the bike as you grow.
Right.
And electric bikes will
Which
do that.
electric bike, you're right. You can tone it back or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just
Nobody's
don't-
going to.
No,
but you,
'cause they- God dang it. I know they won't.
Redneck.
every redneck's gonna be like, this thing's got 80 horsepower.
Put it on 80.
Turn it to 80. Like, what?
This one goes to 11.
I don't know. I don't know. We're just probably not going to happen, but just a thought.
Have you ridden an electric bike? Any of you?
Nope.
Dude, I rode one probably 10 years ago at ReMX at a Red Bull event. They did it in Bremen, and Mario from Red Bull brought one out.
Alta?
And I'm like, he
What
goes,
was it?
it was before Alta, way
Oh.
before. It was an electric motorcycle. It was, like I said, it's 2012.
Yeah, okay.
He goes, it's on. I'm like, what do you mean it's on? He goes, if you touch it, it's going
It's
to
going to
go.
kill
I'm like,
you.
whoa, really? So I just went, whoop, just took off, and it was interesting. I mean, it was a full blown whatever. I don't know what it was.
I was looking at Alta the other day out at Highland Park at their KTM World, and I was sitting there looking at it, and you know how you see people walk around and like twist the throttles on bikes in the
Don't
dirt
do
bike
that.
shop.
You could
I
kill
thought
somebody.
if that thing's on, set at 80, and some dude comes by and like grabs the throttle.
No, don't do that. Have you ridden one, Brett?
Yes, I rode the Alta at their headquarters, in like right outside the Cow Palace where Evil jumped.
Yep.
It's a trip. It was wow. Hearing the chain slap, being able to hear the knobs dig in. It was legit, and it didn't. You know, people say, "Well, they're heavy. They're super heavy." You don't feel that weight.
No, no gyro to it.
I mean, you think about it.
That instantaneous response was trippy.
Like thinking about
I
what
love
you're
that.
saying with the knobs, hearing the traction. Like we talked to Trey Kennard is talking about. Well, you can hear the traction. The same thing you're just saying. You know that. Although it's not cool, it's kind of cool in the way that on a deep plowed track you could hear that. You know, like I've always said,
Moving
like
dirt,
snow
yeah.
skiing. My favorite thing is to be like in the trees, like at Steamboat or somewhere where all you can hear is your skis. You know what I mean? Like, like
It's just so new and different. We don't know what's cool or what's going to be cool, what
Yeah.
we're going to love in 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
We
Like-
know what we know, and we like what we like. But I mean,
But you don't know-
I don't want to tell people what to. I don't want to tell people what to do or how to feel. Right? Have your feelings.
See, that's
Fine.
the opposite of Nick. He wants to tell
Yeah,
you.
Nick wants
Be
to
o-
impose his will on you.
be
That's
o-
right. Feel it, man.
Be open minded. Like give it a shot, and if it's not for you, then fine. Let other people do it though.
And I got to be honest with you, the current four strokes, the first 3-4 years of four strokes, I'm like, God, that sounds terrible. They were just sound,
They do sound terrible
And
in,
now
in
they-
comparison.
now they sound throaty and like,
But it's
damn.
grown on
And you
you,
could tell,
right?
like, man, that thing sounds good. Like, what am I saying?
It's just
Who
because of
am
the
I?
distance of
Yeah.
time. If you
Right.
could transport your old self from the two-stroke days, you'd still be
Oh.
like, "Man, these things sound terrible."
Come here and listen to Jim
I
Chester's.
love all dirt bikes.
We
I
do
love 'em
too.
all.
I do
The one
too.
thing I appreciated about the electric bike, though, the Alta, and I think with the Stark, it's even more so, is the ability to force yourself to slow down to go faster. I mean, that's the whole Gary Bailey thing, right?
Yeah.
Like slow down to go faster. You can tell the bike you're going slow. You set it at a certain setting. Alta had 4 settings. The Stark, I think, has many more. You can slow the thing down so you can twist that throttle as
Okay.
hard as you can, all the way to the stoppers, and it's only going to go so fast. So you can work on
There you go.
drills without the bike killing you.
Yeah.
Right, like
know?
racing a 125, I think the best riders are the guys that can ride a 125 properly, and that will transition to success.
They learn all about
Yeah, like
momentum.
momentum and being clean, and like
Yeah.
you can't just fix it with this. Like
Yeah,
some-
you can't.
some-
That's a throttle.
Yeah, because
You can't fix it.
I did a product launch with KTM last year, and so they had everything there. So we got to write all of it. And my God, I could just be so lazy on the 4-stroke. It was so much easier to ride. a little bit heavier, than the 125. Obviously, those things are so nice and light, but you got to work hard to ride a 125
For sure.
And with the 4-stroke, I could just be lazy and sloppy, and I was probably turning faster lap times.
Okay, well then I'll tell you this. I'll ask all of you. Brett, you can go first. When this person rides a dirt bike, does it look like it's the funnest motorcycle, regardless of what he's on? When I say this name, like, or not, I won't say it, but like who, regardless of what bike he rides.
You're going to say Carson Brown.
You're damn right I am. That guy looks like he's on a DR 200 today. I'm like, that looks so it looks incredibly fun.
Yeah, and it's such a pile of a
Yes,
motorcycle,
but like,
right?
but he makes everything look so freaking fun.
Except a KD80.
Whatever.
Yeah, notice he hasn't ridden a KD80 yet.
That's our next project.
A KD80.
That's the next Carson Brown project.
Make a KD80 look like a
What if
Slayer.
Brett writes like the
No,
history
and-
of the KD80?
I think we buy one.
We put Kevin on the KD80.
He's the
Yes.
featured
No,
rider.
That's what I was
make
going to
Yes.
Kevin ride it.
Brett, I was going to say
Kevin
we
rides it first.
No, you put me in side by side, like you know how they do the combine where Rich Eisen runs against like everybody else in
Yeah.
a suit, and you make me Carson Brown, dude. It's awful looking.
That
I
would be
think we buy one and get Roos to make some Kevin Kelly. We get a Kevin Kelly edition KD80
It's terrible, dude.
and put Carson
with
Brown
a
on it
4-foot
with,
seat.
yeah, with Kevin Kelly on the tank, give it to Carson Brown and just let him destroy it.
Dude,
Yes.
but seriously, going back, when he rides whatever it is,
Yeah.
why
It looks
does
fun.
it look so fun?
It looks fun.
Because he's so awesome.
And he'll ride
obviously.
mini bikes and haul tail
Yes.
on an old vintage like 83 CR80.
Well, I feel so sorry for that
What the heck?
motorcycle. God
Yeah,
bless him.
no one made those bikes go that
No.
fast back then. You think they did, but they
So
didn't.
then the question is like, transport him right now back to mid Ohio 81. He lines up, he rolls in. Like, who's this? Like, whatever.
Lexington.
They do a race, or they do qualifying. Like, God Almighty, what is going on with this guy? How long? I still say Bob Hanna, Marty Tripes, those guys are going to be like, all right, we can do this now, like, because they're going to see him do it right on the same
For
bike.
sure, Tripes especially.
They're going to see him
He's
do
real
it.
natural
So-
looking.
I'll give him that day. Carson Brown at any and go back before 90, before 80, 82.
Yeah.
Okay.
1980.
Yeah, because you got to get ahead of Chandler.
I got to get ahead of like Ricky Johnson, because Ricky Johnson will probably whoop your
and
ass.
Danny Chandler.
Yes, so
let's face it.
So 1982, you can teletransport
yes.
Carson Brown back to any race before 82. He will whoop anyone's ass for a day. Now, when Barry Higgins or whoever,
If
Roger
Barry shows
DeCoster,
up, yeah.
they'll see this and they're like, "What the freak is this time traveling mother effer?" 2 weeks in, they're going to figure this dude out. But like, would you not agree? For a day,
For a one-day
he
import,
beat anyone on the
teleport.
planet.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's taking skills developed over decades. Like, we've watched technology evolve, right? Well, people do also. That's why the debates of like who is better in their prime,
It's not fair.
Jet Lawrence, Ryan Villapoto,
Not
Ricky
fair.
Carmichael, McGrath, or Bob Hanna. That's not. No, like the skills and what people have figured out is possible on a dirt bike changes as the technology changes.
I mean, yeah,
You know,
we had
ability to.
we had Kent Howard.
When you
on,
got a
and
knee injury back when Barry Higgins' day,
They would shoot you.
You were
Yeah,
done.
they would
Yeah,
kill
you
you
shot
could
you.
retire at
Like a
22.
horse.
Done,
They
you
shot you on the side of the
like
track.
a horse. Yes, like Kent Howerton was on our show, and
today they can fix you.
in 3 months you won't miss but 3 rounds. So yeah,
Yeah, you couldn't miss races back then because you didn't eat. So these guys rode injured, and it just they ground their bodies into the earth.
It's literally
They were-
like
they
the
were
4-minute mile. You know how they tell the story about the 4-minute mile? Like they used to say it's impossible
Yes.
to run. And then the guy ran a 3:59, and then like 3 weeks later, somebody broke his record. And then since then, it's been broken 1,000 times. The same thing. Like
exactly.
you did well.
Not by me.
Think about when Kevin and I were at Orlando the first time we saw McGrath do a knack-knack.
yes.
And we were like, oh my God.
Stop it! You're gonna
He's
hurt
gonna
yourself.
die.
dude.
He just came off the bike.
And then, like, fast forward to the Ricky or Jeremy McGrath's race out in California, where I think it's TP and I don't know Wyndham or McGrath. He backflips side by side with him during a race on a metal ramp. I'm like, come on!
Well, just even like the backflip when Kerry Hart did the backflip.
They just did 4 backflips at TP's place
Yeah.
4.
And like
I haven't seen that.
Like
everybody's like,
last night I saw.
oh
it,
my
like,
God,
I
that's
started
possible.
counting one in slow motion. Yeah.
Was it on a Stark?
No, it was. I don't think it was.
They say the Stark really has the impact in the,
The
air
torque
with
or
the torque
whatever.
of the throttle.
Yeah. So that's
But,
why I
like,
wonder if he could get
So,
around with it.
so going back to Carson, like Kent Howerton was on our show many years ago, and he talks about. I remember when I fanned the clutch, and they were like, he invented that. Like, what?
Oh,
You
it
didn't
kept my
you
RPMs
didn't
up, and I
actually
didn't have to shift.
accidentally do it. Like, yeah, like with the scrubs, so all these things, they happen. So they've put it all together. Like, there's a 7-year-old kid that knows all the tricks already.
Yeah.
already, and he's been riding for 3 years on
Yeah.
a full blown track.
Well, like you talking about
You
seeing
Marty
Stewart on a PW50 and going, I didn't know that could be done on a PW50. And if I had a kid there, I was like, I'd be like, don't,
Just load it up.
just don't.
Yeah.
Don't try that. We're going to
Yeah,
play
you Marty
basketball.
McFly. You Marty McFly, Carson Brown. He's gonna do all right at a race
1.21
in
gigawatts.
1981.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
1.21 gigawatts.
Good point.
God, that
Well,
would be so awesome.
I think, Brett, this is a good time to shut this thing down. What do you think? You got some more math to do?
I really enjoyed it. No, math is done. Hopefully, daughter is in bed, and I think I'm gonna do the same thing myself.
Right on.
As you should.
I really enjoyed this, guys. Thank you so much.
We enjoyed it
It
too.
wasn't
Thank you so
live. We
much.
lied to you.
And
Yeah.
now let's bring on Brett
okay.
Smith.
Yeah.
Now, starting now, we're live.
We just had to warm you up, man.
Yeah, we're going to hit record now. You ready?
You ready? Well, Brett, thanks
3,
for
2, 1, go.
thanks for being on, man. I know it was it's one of those deals, like, and I know it hit you hard in not an emotional way, because I don't when we lose celebrities or whatever, but like he was super important to our sport. Like, there's no other way to put it,
Yeah.
because we only have 8 guys that have done it. I don't know how many ever guys have done it. It's just not a bunch of them. And he's a
Yeah.
good dude.
Yeah.
I don't know any. Have you ever heard any Art Eckman not leaving good tips that are like crappy stories about Art Eckman? I just don't. I've not heard them.
No, he was classy.
No, he was someone you wanted to be around. You wanted to hang out. Couldn't wait till the next time you saw him. Just a good human. And David, I see posted something on Instagram. His memories of Art just a few minutes ago. So I'll
That's
leave that for you guys to go
Yeah.
read, though.
All right, we'll
Cool.
check it out.
And I hope to hear his voice on your show, talking about Art soon.
We're going to try to bring him on next week or whenever he's healthy enough to do it. Thanks for being on, Brett. WeWentFast.com. We look forward to your next piece, your biggest and best ever.
Yep.
Sounds like it's going to be the KD80 rebuild and putting you on it.
Yeah.
I think that's
Kevin
exactly
Kelly
what it
is the
We have to have,
face
we
of
have
the
to have
KDA.
2 because we got to have Kevin race Carson Brown.
So we need 2 KD80s. I'll get on that.
Just race paint drying, dude.
awesome.
I mean, that would be,
Thanks,
how cool
guys.
would that be?
Thanks, Brett.
Yeah. Thank you, Brett.
Have
See
a
you,
good
buddy.
week.
All right,
See
buddy.
ya.
Thanks. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Love you, buddy.
You didn't wait to see if he said it back.
Look at that. I mean, come
That's
on.
classic,
That's
man.
what
Look
it
at the
is.
hair. Swagger. That's a swagger in
Stay
one
classy,
photo.
Supercross.
He was looking for. Look at Larry Myers.
Classic,
Come on,
dude.
man.
I could wear any wig on the planet and I'd never look like that.
It is so time period, man. Like the people like,
That's a full three-piece.
Imagine women
suit.
just going, man,
I gotta have some.
I
Larry
love
Myers.
that dude.
3-piece suit with a
And dude, he was a
with a
just-
perm. Oh, he's a good looking man.
the
perm,
charisma was
dude.
there, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I know, but if he's so good looking, like, what's up with your hair? Why?
Perm
ain't-
that shit.
I-
dog.
Yeah, why are you waiting to perm it? And where's your suit?
Yeah,
Get your suit on.
I guess
Oh,
I
the
got to
hair
buy
on
a
your
suit.
ass.
Put your stunner suit on. Are you sending him a picture of a gay D80?
No, no, you don't need
I
to.
got to buy a suit. Get
Was
a
the
perm.
carburetor in the side of the engine on that thing? Like, you accidentally step on the brakes and you tear the carburetor off?
I don't think so.
I think
You
it
know,
is.
instead of the brake, you hit the choke. Like,
Yeah.
I shifted up with the choke again.
Damn it.
Man, why would they put the choke right next to the brake pedal? Shoot, girl.
KDA.
I never did you
Thinking
perm,
about rolling that
I never-
KD up in the bedroom right now, matter of fact.
I never permed my mullet. Did you ever perm
Oh,
your
hell
mullet?
yeah.
You permed
Seventh
your
grade.
mullet?
Oh my gosh,
I
are you
got
serious?
pictures
Did
of
you
it,
perm
yes.
your mullet?
I didn't have a mullet like that. Mine just went down and did one flip out the back of the helmet. It just curled around.
I had a championship
Hang on,
mullet,
on.
but it was no like. I lost points for no perm. I think.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
firmness,
You were
right?
almost there. You almost crossed
My
the finish
brother
line.
had curly hair, Ken, and permed the entire thing. I'm like, your hair is already curly.
He have
What
a
are you
fro?
doing?
Need it tighter.
Yes, it was so tight.
Yeah.
Tighter.
I had a cousin that this has nothing to do with his hairstyle, but it just tells you how
What are you
things were.
doing?
He was like one state in wrestling, like a state champion wrestler.
With
and
the hair?
White guy with an afro this big.
Yeah. Imagine you're like
pull the
looking
headgear,
before you
like,
go.
It just looked like a striped afro. When
It
you
had
pulled the head.
poofs out of the
Yeah,
headgear, like
uh-huh.
just chunks hanging out.
Correct.
Dude. Yeah, I would go to the hair salon with my mother, Barbizon.
The hair salon.
Barbizon, which
Yeah,
is
Barbizon, dog.
Barbizon, yeah.
right down the road from Freewheel and Honda, and that Ed Burdett's Plaza was right near
Where
that.
Barbasol was invented.
Yeah, so I'd go there. I'm like, hey, is it long enough? She goes, she would try like the smallest curl. She goes, I can't get it in there. I'm
Man,
like,
come
how
back
much
in a
longer? I gotta
couple-
wait.
So you're soaking your head in fertilizer each night. You're like,
And then
I
finally,
think this will help.
finally, it was long enough, dude. And it sucked it up so high. It was so stupid.
It was like a
looking.
short bob,
It
like
was-
an office
but
lady.
it was just this long. It was like this dumb guy.
Wad
Basically,
of curls.
I wanted it to look like Damon Bradshaw's hair hanging out of my helmet. Like, I
Well,
wanted it to
that's
be-
why I just had
Yeah.
one flip. But then when I'm walking around in school,
No, it's the stupidest ass.
it's like
looking-
a water slide.
It was a tight curl. It was so tight. It was not cool and flowing. When she got done, I was like,
Did you
What?
dye it?
And you can't make
No.
it go away.
no,
It's
you can't.
per-
You cut that shit off.
That's why it's called a permanent.
Yeah, you have to-
Permanent.
So you just mow a square out of the back of your
Dude.
head.
I had to let that thing go. My brother was like, "You're a queer." Like,
Yeah.
Then when I
He
finally
just
cut
knows.
it, they cut it, and they left this dumbass flip at the end because it was all perm. It was cut the perm, trim it to nothing, and then leave
Leave
that
some hair
whatever
at the
little
end.
flippy dumb.
Man, but was it dyed blonde and
No,
stuff?
bro.
You didn't do
No, my mom wasn't
stained
going for that.
tips there.
My dad's already like, "Dude, I'm not buying you nothing nice."
I bet your dad wanted
We
to
had to
kill
lie
you.
about everything. No, my mom lied about everything. When we pull up, you tell your dad. We went to O'Neill's.
He
in Douglasville.
fell in a
No, it was
bucket
like
full of
these
curling
Sedgefield
iron.
blue jeans cost $4.
Yeah.
and these tracks cost $3.
I
King's living this
totally
alternative
remember-
Pull up,
economic
my mom be
reality.
like,
O'Neill's in
You
Douglasville.
damn right. He would miss. What's his name with the mustache would fit you. He'd come in. Oh, Mrs. Kelly. She'd buy
me
all of our
check that inseam.
Sedgefields.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a new pair.
I got
and then,
news for you. He never checked my inseam, Kevin.
Yeah,
Uh,
Kevin's like, he spent extraordinarily
time.
amount of time.
Wow.
Look, though, you know King just lived in this alternative economic reality. He was like, man, them blue jeans ain't but $4. We bought hundreds of pairs of them. They're cheap, man. All the other people are like, where do you get them for a deal like that? And
Yeah.
King's like, it's wherever they go. I don't know. Saving money. I
No,
mean,
my-
y'all
But my mom
screwed
would
his
say,
reality.
"Look, we'd pull up in our Toyota Tercel,
I don't care what you kids say.
all-wheel drive, burgundy from Truman Travis Toyota."
Yeah,
there.
that's right.
And she'd be like, "Do not tell him I spent $22 on these shoes." My God, I don't need
There
to
will
get the
be
hand. You
hell
want to
to
get me
pay.
beat?
That's
That's
not
a,
kidding.
I swear to God.
Well,
I know all
We
about
had this conversation the other day. Like, you had the separation, like when I was in middle school, you had the separation from tracks or pro kids or whatever to like some kids had,
dude.
some kid had Nikes,
Get
right?
out of here, dude. Don't be coming to your
But
ribs.
That's
the-
a big cliff.
No,
Down to
you
that.
had you, but the
There's
the,
Sears and then you whatever. I don't even know what that world's like.
the
Yeah.
canvas Nikes were actually a step. Like you were maybe,
Your parents
part
said, "I
way
don't
up.
give a damn if they get dirty one time." 'cause
but
I'm
if you
so
got
rich."
the leather Nikes, you were rich.
yes,
Like if you had leather Nikes and an Izod shirt,
get out of here. No,
You're-
listen,
Chicks,
my
just
story.
nonstop.
It was 7th grade, and my mom goes, "Look, we're going up." And I'm like, "Dude, they got some good stuff there."
Maybe goodies. I don't know if we have time.
We didn't have goodies then, but they had Knights of the Round Table.
yeah.
It
No,
wasn't- it
British
wasn't-
Knights.
No, it was Knights
Oh, it
of
was
the
like
Round Table. It was polo. The
Rip off polo. The stick wasn't at an
was
angle.
all no, it's all up.
Yeah.
Whatever, the vice versa. That bitch was.
I remember that.
I walk in there like, bitch, why are you trying to run that Knights
Man,
of the
sucker
Round
be
Table?
thinking he got on a polo.
True
He ain't even
story.
wearing a polo.
I had some Stan Smiths though. Greatest shoes I've ever owned.
Adidas.
the green
Yes,
ones.
the white with green.
Yeah,
yeah.
I had, let me
Those
tell
are
you what I
badass.
figured out. I saved my money and bought a pair of Stan Smiths, and then somebody told me that Rich's, which at some point became Macy's, had such a good return policy. If the shoes fell apart, they would give you a new pair. Right? So
Stan Smiths for life,
Nick's just
dog.
hanging them out the window.
no, listen, I'd have my Stan Smiths for like 4 months, and either I would outgrow them or
you'd have
they
a
would start
date.
looking bad, and I would go riding in them. I'd take them and go riding. And
You
every
see
time,
what's wrong? These things
every
are
time I rode
terrible.
in them, it would rip the bottom off. I'd rip them because they were
Imagine going riding
They'd
and some
never
of them
seen
little
that.
bitty shoes.
they were sewn in the front, like the sole was sewn around the front, but not in the back. So somehow when I would ride
It's
it,
probably glued on
the
back
back,
there.
the glue would come loose on the back. Maybe it got wet.
brilliant.
I don't know.
God dang
And
it.
I would go get a new pair of Stan Smiths.
I had one season of
Again.
Stan Smith. For one season, I was like, what's up?
Pimpin'
I would
ain't
wear
easy.
some green Stan Smiths right now. They looked good.
Yeah, they're clean right now.
I
Check
think
'em
there's
out.
a market for that.
They're super.
Oh, they
clean.
are. They're
they're
hot.
fresh.
Dope.
Y'all good?
No,
What else?
I don't know.
I wore some Sedgefields because we couldn't afford no Levi's. You remember Sedgefield?
I
Yeah,
do not.
Look
my
them
buddy
bitches.
wore
I was
Sedgefields.
mad
I
about
never-
Lee jeans.
I got.
No, I'd want to wear something you'd have to look real hard. We didn't have the internet, so
I don't remember. Sedgefield,
exactly,
dude.
So- hey,
exactly.
but let
they
me-
looked the part
Sedgefields were the most comfortable jeans.
because they weren't some damn tough skins. You
They
couldn't
were
bend
soft.
your knees.
I went
If you
from
had ACL surgery, you wear tough skins. You don't need
Imagine
a
how the
brace.
economy of our life has changed. That we ain't making our kids. They ain't gonna grow up with stories like,
No, man, my
"My
dad.
daddy made me
I had to
wear
wear
it,"
Jordan
or-
2s. This
Yeah.
is bullshit.
I remember wearing tough skins that
So
I wore
dumb.
the denim, like you scrub the denim off the patches in the knee where you could just see the patches in the knee.
Correct.
Like if you bust your ass on your
Remember how
bicycle.
thick they were? It
No,
was like
if you had ACL surgery,
They made
They
noises.
put you in some tough skins because you can't bend your knee in them.
Yes,
they're
and
a
they were
damn.
just-
They're a knee brace.
safe.
though.
Yeah.
If they had them, that's what they would have fixed Forrest Gump's legs with.
Yes, he
Just
would
put
not
his-
have worn
no,
some
that's
damn
Captain
braces.
Dan. You talking about?
No,
I'm
Forrest
talking
wore
about
the
Forrest
polio.
when
He
he
had
had
Oh,
polio.
when he had polio braces or whatever. Yeah, they could have just
Put him
Put
in
him
some
in
tough
some
skins.
starch
He'd be
on-
good to go.
He'd be good to go.
starched tough skins are the same as polio
They're
braces.
bulletproof, bitch. You send them things.
They're
into
polio
Vietnam.
braces is what they are.
They're
I got shot in the
polio-proof.
tween.
They're bulletproof. You
I
can
had
get shot in
I
them
had burgundy
things.
polio braces.
Oh, I had some burgundy ones. I had
yeah, I had
green
burgundy.
ones.
Dude, I got a picture of me. I'm 4 years old at some daycare pre-K.
Your mom
Burgundy
didn't love
tough skins with a yellow shirt with green letters on it. And like my mom knew it was picture day. So they would take me to the honky tonk barber shop up there and they would just mow the sides down.
Get it
But
cleaned
the top wasn't like Nick's. It's not cool. It's like thick, So it would be just poofy and junk on the top. It's like accentuate the poof. Kind of like Beaker. Like just make the top real top. I'd be walking in there. No, that was the chef.
it. Yeah. The beaker was meep, 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 meep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's looked like that. And I'm like, man.
Come on.
And I never did stuff like that to my kids. They did it to themselves. Because, they remember the big hair moment, like everything. I'm like, you're going to hate your pictures. I never had that 4-year-old picture is the only insane one I have. The rest of them, relatively normal. And you too, except for your curly mullet days.
That perm mullet.
There was a dude at my middle school that he had blonde hair anyway, but he dyed it white and he cut the top as short as you could do, and it was just a flat top, like a marine flat top. But he left the back and he permed it, and he had a boombox in his locker. So when school would let out, he would throw that. He had high top Reeboks, and he would throw that boombox up on there,
With a strap on.
and he'd hit play, and it'd be Brass Monkey. It was right when License to Ill came
Dude,
out.
it's like
and he's
87.
kicking it down the hallway, and
Get
he's
some, bitch. Like, I dare you say
like
something.
this, and I'm going,
That's the coolest thing
God,
ever.
dude. I mean,
That's
that's,
the
a
coolest guy
lot.
I ever seen.
And he would have them wind suits on. You remember? He'd be without the
suit.
Brass Monkey. It'd be like every step he took, you could just
Dude,
hear it.
like, yeah, from Sting, every step you take, I can hear it, dude.
Yeah, it's like swishes.
Dude, I had, for me, it was my Friday outfit.
Friday, man. Shoot,
True
this
story.
Friday, I'm thinking about looking good.
True story. I wore my Panadora name ass brand, bitch.
Not either.
From merry-go-round. Panadora, navy blue with gray stripes. Because my mom said, you going to wear these 47 times
Yeah,
this
if
year.
I buy this for you.
And then I had a Pierre Connection shirt that would button from
I didn't
here.
remember all that.
Dude, it buttoned from
Pierre.
here.
Pierre Connection.
Dude,
Dude.
That was an Upton's deal.
Dude, it buttoned from here to my shoulder, from diagonally. So it was
Looking like Belle Biv DeVoe up
so
there.
it's like it was navy blue, the whole thing. But when I flipped that bitch open, that
Light
that
gray?
diagonal,
Light gray?
that diagonal button, no, it was royal blue. Come on,
Even
dude.
better.
He was like Mick Jagger.
He really was. He just had thicker legs.
Dude, every Friday I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm about to break this bitch
Pimping
out.
ain't easy,
Pierre
suckers.
Connection.
Tell me what day it is.
It's Friday, dog. And you ever get paddled in some Panadora?
No,
Them
because
things
the
are
buttons
like-
would just be digging in and stuff, right?
No.
Don't
they're
show it with
zippers.
one of our stickers.
No, I'm saying them pants are about
Oh,
as
they're
thin as that.
thin,
You get
yeah.
paddled in them bitches. It's
I
hard
thought
to-
you meant like hitting the buttons or
No,
something.
no.
Yeah, I mean that's solid that you know every name brand of
Yes.
every.
Panadora from a merry-go-round.
Yeah,
For sure.
I thought only girls shop there.
No, dog. They come
No.
in. These look so good on you. I'm like, you dang right.
Bro.
Yeah, shoot.
If you didn't have a Genera sweatshirt
Dude,
from
some
merry-go-round,
hypercolors, get some.
Oh.
I didn't know anything about this. There's
Really?
Ackworth though, man.
Dude.
Yeah,
Long
you
closer
way
let me
away.
tell you, that was in the country though. That was right before.
Ackworth.
that was
Everybody
probably-
had gun racks.
Well, I
and-
mean, I was in Lithia Springs. Shit, man.
Yeah, but we could get.
yeah,
to
but y'all were
Cumberland Mall.
closer to the city and stuff.
I'll be at the gold mine on Friday night, so I don't
You
see
do.
you.
I was last road for the county line, and that's the truth.
All right. We can go all night.
We can.
It's been a good one.
And that's normally what you do. Like I announced all day, we're doing karaoke till 4 a.m.
Hey, let's
so
do it.
yeah,
We'll see you next week. Enjoy this one. Check out the Trey Kennard show, all the other shows. There's like, I don't know, we got like 16 of them
16,
now.
17 maybe.
Check out our Insta.
What happened to him, Nick? He went away.
What happened?
You come on by.
I did.
He hates you, man.
Hold on.
He hates Nicholas.
Try it again. You're back.
Test. Oh, there you go.
Chicken,
I'm
chicken,
back.
1 2 1 2.
You're back.
Actually, I just went on a cursing tirade, and you.
Yeah,
cut
and he
out the whole
muted
time.
it.
Son of a big.
Good Lord. You tell that. Ow. Up.
He does the rev limiter
Wow.
quickly. I've never seen anybody transform that quickly
Yeah.
from 0 to hero.
Damn.
14,000 RPM, baby.
Just calm the down, dude. You piece of